We have a brand new game.
I was trying to contain myself. Oh my.
Go option one, not safe. These are insane.
And Brandon keep killing it.
What's good, Creative Fam? Brandon Washington here, and welcome back to another episode of
Uncensored. Okay, y'all already saw the title. Y'all already saw the thumbnail. There's a lot to talk about. And full transparency, most of this stuff broke like in the last 24 hours. So a lot of our opinions are going to be super raw. And so if over the weekend you're catching a clip or you're watching the replay, just know we're learning a lot about this stuff in real time. And that's because we are live. And when I say we, that's because I'm talking about the fact that my co-host is back in the building this week, Mr. Jarrell Peak.
What's good, creative fam? We back in the building.
You back in the building. What's this we?
I am back in the... Man, I will tell you, Brandon, it was killing me last week. I mean, I was in San Diego. It was beautiful.
Yep.
Like, oh my goodness. Like I love Houston. But we ain't got no beaches. we ain't got no surfers. We ain't got no... Anyways, but it was so cool to be there. But watching you and Cam on the stream, man, my heart was hurting, man. I wanted to be here. I wanted to be with you guys. So glad to be back.
Well, also, I want to give a quick shout out again to Cam Mackey.
Don't shout that man out. That man was talking a whole lot of mess.
Hey, look, there ain't no reason for y'all to start beefing. Look, real talk. Shout out Cam for coming on the show last week.
Yeah.
If y'all missed last week's episode, you definitely got to go check it out. We got into some Pix's news, some other new camera stuff.
Yeah.
And then we actually got a chance to talk about some of the things that him and I both struggle with ADHD. So shout out to him for just being willing to have that open and honest conversation. But because we're live, we just first off want to shout you guys out. Shout out to y'all for coming and hanging out with us live. I see a few people in the chat who are like, yo, finally made it to another live stream, actually here live. So shout out to you, Robert. I saw that you said you made it. You're finally catching another live stream. So we appreciate you being here. We appreciate all y'all who are showing up live. Children of Threads got the first comment in of the day, though. He said, let's go. We got a lot to talk about today.
Yeah, let us know in the chat where you guys are watching from, where you're listening from. We'd love to know.
Yeah, we'd love to see where you guys are tuning in from, because we know there's a lot of y'all tuning in, especially all over.
We got India in the building.
India is in the building. Now, he says he's the only sub from India. We're gonna let the chat figure out.
I don't know how you know that.
Yeah, we're going to have to let the chat figure out if that's true or not. But, yo, shout out to you. We appreciate you hanging out with us. We got somebody else catching it live from Mexico City.
Worldwide.
Bro, we worldwide.
Dang, that's wild.
I love the internet for that reason alone. Like, when you going to get a chance to get those type of perspectives? Because that's one of the things I love about, going live, is that we can talk with our audience. I mean, like, this easily could just be a podcast, right? Yeah. Something that we pre-record, we just put out there. But by doing it live, it allows us to get perspectives from people all over the world. Also, we can get checked in real time, because this happened.
Oh, for sure.
Because we are just two dudes who, we shoot a lot, we do our own thing, but we have our opinions, and other people definitely have differing opinions.
Dude, Brandon.
What's that?
We worldwide.
We are worldwide.
Oh my gosh, look at this chat, man.
I mean, this is pretty local for us, but Colorado in
What's
the
up,
building.
Preston?
Preston, good to see you. Let's see, we got London in the house.
London in the house.
Children of Threads, he says, tuning in from Florida. Bro, we just hope you're safe.
Oh, even before that, Brazil.
Where you got Brazil at?
Brazil.
Where's it at?
How am I seeing something you're not seeing?
I'm not sure, bro.
It's from Nam John.
Let's see, is that...
Say if I said it wrong, I'm sorry. Yeah, got one more? Brazil.
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Look at that.
This is Brazil. What else? We got Dallas, some Texas folks in the building. Shout out.
Yes.
New Bronxville, more Texas folks. We love it. People tuning in from Colorado. There's a
George
chance.
from
I've never
Mexico.
been to Colorado, and I've always wanted to go. I've always wanted to go.
It's beautiful.
I'm literally trying to convince my son's baseball team to do the World Series in Colorado just because I want to go.
Yeah, dude, it's beautiful.
I want to just go. I'm probably gonna go to all of his games, and immediately I'm gonna disappear. They're gonna be like, "Where's Brandon? He's off shooting something." Anything he can. More from Mexico, San Diego in the building.
Oh my gosh, man.
Chicago in the building. You're going to have to try to pronounce this one. Munich? Munich. Where is that?
Germany.
Is it?
Gosh, don't quote me. Don't quote me. They already think I'm the American idiot.
That's
Munich,
gonna be
Germany.
That's another.
Feeling- Chat GPT. Pretty sure.
Bridgeport in the build, bro. So much.
Czech
Denver.
Republic.
That bro, this could be the
Wild.
whole deal. Just going
Wild.
through all these.
Do we got any Americans on the stream?
Washington D.C. So yes, we do. But no, bro.
We
real
got Will
talk.
Smith from Miami. I'm just playing.
Bro, he says on the way to a parent-teacher conference, listening from the truck. Hey, look.
Oh, that's dope, man.
Hey, shout out to you. We love it when we got good parents in the building.
We got Kofi with the super chat.
Oh, hey, can we show them what's popping?
Let's
we
show
show
him. Let's
we
show him.
pop
Let's show
him?
him. Is it working?
Yeah, I think it's working. All right, look. Last week, Kofi, I'm so glad this was you because I appreciate you doing this. Look, last week, Cam let us know that we ain't have super chats flowing.
Oh my goodness.
So I was like, I gotta get that going.
Yeah.
So not only did we get super chats going, but y'all know I like to be a little.
Are y'all
bougie.
ready, Creative Fam?
Are y'all know I like to step it up. So for every super chat we get today,
Get your rave ready.
we gonna get a little party mode, party mode. Super chat going, party mode.
Kofi, we appreciate the lunch money.
Yes.
Dang, we eating nice today.
I don't know. I'm not really sure how Canadian dollars translates to American dollars, but we gonna get it. No,
Kofi.
we really appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much, bro. We are super pumped about this week's episode. San Antonio in the house, dude. We appreciate it. Y'all are tuning in from everywhere. So yeah, Kofi, love having you here. Kofi is rad as hell.
Yeah.
That is
Real cool.
That's a great. Hey, Kofi, take that line and attach it to your tagline.
Put it in your bio.
Yeah, put it in your bio. That's your new official Instagram bio. Just rad as hell. But no, bro, it has been a crazy week.
Absolutely.
I know that you've been just as busy as I have.
Mm-hmm.
I think over the span of the last 4 to 5 days, I've been on 4 different productions.
Yeah.
I was just trying to make sure I didn't get it wrong. But yeah, I had 1 on Tuesday, 2 on Wednesday,
Yeah.
and then 1 yesterday.
Yeah. I didn't have that many. I was shooting out in San Diego, and then I had 1 shoot on Wednesday.
Yeah.
But still, gosh.
Well, that Wednesday
Full
shoot
day.
was
Full day.
that should have counted as 2 or 3. That should have definitely counted as 2 or 3.
Yeah.
No, it's it has been a busy week, and it's also been a busy week for news this week.
Absolutely.
Now, before we jump into our first story, because yes, we saw it. Canon's dropping.
Yes.
Sony's dropping.
Yes.
Nikon's dropping.
Yes.
And we're going to get to that. But I got to ask a question because this is something that's been really hitting me lately. Now, for those of you guys, I'm not really sure how it works in Canada. So sorry, Kofi, if this doesn't relate to you. But we're getting close to the end of the year, which means for a lot of us, it's time to start looking at our taxes.
Yes.
And we are in a election year here in the U.S.
Yes.
And so we don't know what taxes are going to look like.
What changes will be made?
What's
100%.
happening. So I am starting to look at my numbers, starting to check the books.
Yeah.
And, it might be time to buy a few things.
Yes.
Because either I buy something and get something cool, or I start giving more money to Uncle Sam.
Yes.
And I don't want to do that.
100%. So if you don't have a CBA, this is your friendly reminder.
Yes.
If you have a business, get a CPA.
Yes.
But know what your tax liability is.
Yes.
And go buy some toys.
We're running out of time.
Buy some toys.
We're running out of time. So I always say October, November, start looking because it's also when you're going to get the best deals.
Yes.
Right? So you're going to get the best deals for the holidays. So if you need to buy some stuff, write off some stuff. But my question to you, Jarrell, we know you just made a big purchase.
Mm-hmm.
You just picked up the KX, which we are all incredibly proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
But is there anything you're still looking to get before the end of the year?
Honestly, there is definitely a minimum of 2 things that I would like to get before the end of the year. I would like a 7-inch monitor.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be very key because right now I'm using my 5-inch Shinobi, and
I like the hint.
It's fine.
Yeah.
But it's just a little small. And then I really want that DJI Focus Pro.
Yeah.
Because I sorely miss autofocus from my Canon. Which, I mean, I still have my Canon. Still Canon. But I would like autofocus on the KX. So those two things are a minimum before the end of the year.
Yeah.
What about you, Brandon?
I mean, right now, there's a few things that I want to get. A lot of them are small things. Like, I have a few things I want to get in here because, like, this live stream has been, it's been therapeutic for me.
Yeah.
I mean, as some of y'all maybe don't know, but like when we started this live stream at the end of last year, technically, it was like November, December time period. Me and Jarrell like made a commitment. We were like, all right, let's do this solidly for a year. Like, no matter what, every Friday, let's make sure we do a show. We blocked it out on our schedule, and we haven't missed a Friday yet.
Yeah, we've had some shaky Fridays with power and internet. Yes, and hurricanes.
Hurricanes definitely got us, and we had to do some pre-recorded stuff from time to time. Yeah. But real talk, we've never missed a Friday, and so there's a few things that like for this live stream that I would love to continue to step up. Like, as y'all saw with the super chat, like whenever you guys super chat now, we have lighting effects. So some few purchases I want to make for the live stream to like add some more effects to the actual stream. So, by the way, if you guys are showing up late and you missed the party, anytime we get a super chat, you'll see what happens. But what's really dope is that we can build like literally a show. Yeah. In a room, like, because like we're building a show and we're putting it out to people and we're getting a chance to hang out and network with people, and like this is all just happening in a like it's not a bedroom, but it's basically like the size of a bedroom. Yeah. So there's a few things for that I want to get, but the number one like high dollar purchase.
Tell me some exciting things.
I'm looking at some Zoom Cine lenses. I'm looking at some Zoom Cine lenses. And
are you ready to? You ready to throw out some potentials?
Yeah, I'm definitely. I'll tell you what's on the list right now. There's two main sets that are on the list. I'm looking at the Kata DZO Cinema Zooms. Okay. And I'm looking at the Laowa Rangers right now. And what's crazy is I shot on the Kata Zooms and loved it. Absolutely loved them. But I really want to check out the Rangers because I feel like it might be a little bit sharper, maybe better value. But you know what else is happening right now?
What's that?
We just got another super chat. Carlos,
let's go.
Coming in with the super chat. So you know what that means? I'm going to hold my points because
we need to rave.
It's time to rave. It's party time. It's party time.
We ain't good.
Hey, we going to get that good lunch today. So shout out to you, Carlos. We appreciate you with the super chat. But yeah, dude, we really appreciate that. Thank you. But yeah, I feel like I am really, really excited for a good set of cinema.
Are you looking at the set?
What do you mean? Yeah, so
the two set?
Dude, I am looking at I want to get the entire set because the Laowa,
the 3-lens one?
All three.
Yeah.
Because both of them just came out with the wide side of the zoom. And so I would like to get all 3 lenses to match. So that way, if I'm running on the Raptor or the Komodo X, I can basically use whichever one I need to get that additional reach. And so if that means I'm going to go really wide with the Raptor and make that my wide lens, and then on the full frame, I can absolutely do that. But yeah, that's realistically what I'm looking at. Now, you mentioned...
Dude.
What are they?
It is the Laowa anamorphic zooms.
Okay.
So it is a 28 to 55.
Yep.
And a 50 to 100. Now, this might hurt your heart a little bit. Okay. Might hurt your heart a little bit. It's for the Super 35.
That just killed it.
But
that killed it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'll let you finish.
But I will say, as a future anamorphic buyer, I have sipped the Kool-Aid. I've sipped it. As I was thinking through buying these like set of zooms of primes, I am a prime shooter. I love primes.
Yeah.
I own majority primes. There is a piece of me that is thinking a little bit more in the mind of now having the KX and now having to have focus motors and now having just like rigging things out. I'm thinking a little bit more of how do I speed up my workflow rather than like constantly swapping lenses, constantly calibrating, constantly just like, and I'm like thinking to myself, dude, a zoom anamorphic seems like for me, it'd be a little bit easier, better. And so
Yeah.
I am looking at the Blazars, but I'm also thinking about these. The Blazars are cheaper and I like how dirty they are, but not dirty. That sounds like they're bad. But
I knew what I meant. I know
they
what you
have a
meant.
little bit more character to them. But the anamorphic zooms, like they are clean. And if I'm being honest, I'm a clean shooter. So
Yeah, I think my desire is one for speed, but also like over the last few months, I've been and this is, I don't know if I've ever actually mentioned this, but like, so I've had a production company for a long time where we would do the entire production from client acquisition all the way to post, right? Over the last few months, I've been actually like putting myself out there to just be a day warrior. So I just show up. I'm the DP or I'm a cam op or I'm providing gear, first AC, second AC, whatever. And then I'm just showing up. And I have found that when I'm not in control of the final image, so I'm working with another director, when they are not typically filmmakers, like they are like directing the project because they work for a company.
yeah.
The request to, can we just get a little bit tighter? After we've already set up everything, or like, can we just zoom in a little bit? And then we're like, these are prime lenses, and then it's like, okay, so can we just move the tripod in a little bit? And it's just like, I mean, technically we've got everything wired and everything set up, but sure, like that has driven me to absolutely just be like, I'd rather just be on a zoom lens right now, like. Just put me on a zoom lens. I don't care about the primes anymore. So like it's that reason, and then doc work.
Yeah.
Those are the two main reasons why I'm absolutely looking at this. Chat, I would love to know. We're not just talking here, okay? What are you really wanting to buy this year?
So even if it isn't for taxes, like, because it doesn't have to be for taxes, but like obviously it's a great incentive.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have to pay more to Uncle Sam, and you want to buy equipment rather than paying more taxes. So, but not just for that. If there's something that you've been eyeballing that you're like, man, it's in the cart. It's been in the cart for a couple weeks, couple months. What are you buying before the end of 2024? We want to know because your choices might influence us. Like Brandon, like when we were talking about it, he didn't really know about the anamorphic zooms. And so there might be something that you guys mentioned that you're like, yeah, this is dope. Like, let us know.
Yeah, I will say it's absolutely crazy to me that like there's so much gear coming out that I just can't keep up with. Like I just can't. Like I absolutely
100%.
can't keep up with it. Like you were telling me about the Moto?
The Mofash?
Mofash?
Yeah.
That's the PL to RF adapter with the drop-ins.
With the VND, yeah.
Yeah, so I absolutely have that on my list. Like it's pretty much to pick up one of those with the set of because I want to go PL on these cinema zooms. But what I think is crazier that I don't think anybody is buying because I've seen that they're actually just like in stock, ready to ship. No one's buying it. Is Pixuses with the L mount. You could just pick those up right now. B&H had it just like sitting in stock. So I wonder, is everybody just grabbing the PL mount versions and that's why the L mount is just sitting in stock? I don't know.
Are the other ones sold out?
They're back
or
ordered.
Not sold out.
They're back ordered. Yeah.
Okay.
So I wonder, is anybody picking up is anybody planning on picking up?
Oh, it is.
Yeah, just,
even right now.
You could just pick one up, which is crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Dude, that's the only one available right now.
I know, right? So I'm just like, are the Pixus shooters just not embracing the L mount, or because like personally, if I would
Isn't the L mount pretty versatile?
Yeah, you can get an L to PL adapter, or you can get an L to EF adapter. So I don't know. If I were buying a Pixus right now, I would absolutely buy the L mount version because one, I could just get it, and then two, I'll just adapt it. Yeah. Because if you buy the ones with like a PL mount on it, you're stuck using PL only.
100%.
So that was just my thought. But, maybe they just made more of them. But let's see. What do you guys think?
Let's see what the chat is buying.
Let's see. Oh, by the way, shout out to you, Ron. Appreciate you being here,
What's
bro.
up, Ron?
We see you every week. Good to see you. Just want to make sure.
And Sam from Thailand.
Ooh, Thailand.
Dude, I don't know when we became worldwide. I mean, we've always been a little worldwide, but dang.
Yeah,
this week.
We reaching around the world. All right, let's see. What do y'all actually picking up? First one. FX3.
FX3.
I
solid.
dig it. Solid camera.
Super solid. And if we're being honest, it doesn't seem like Sony's touching the FX line anytime soon. I haven't heard nothing.
Well, we'll get into what Sony might be touching.
So it seems like the FX3 is going to be a great choice for at least a while.
Yeah. It's A7 V.
Ooh. How are you buying this?
We
you
shall
got the
see.
hookup?
Yeah, we shall see. Now this isn't a direct item,
Yes.
but he's saying I want to switch to Sony from Canon. We'll move on.
I don't know about that, bro. What you shooting on?
Yeah,
You shoot on the Rebels? If you shoot on the Rebels, that might be a good choice. But if you on that mirrorless, you might want to stay.
All right, here we go. Next one, DZO.
Dude,
That was
those?
you were on the fence for those, right?
No, the Vespid Primes.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
But those Arliss lenses are insane. They look so good. The only reason why is that they're $2,000 a pop, and I'm like, I ain't got that.
Yeah, you got to buy one at a time. Peach, buy the set over time. He says, need to wait on confirmation for a couple of jobs. Ain't we
Let's go,
always in
Tyrone.
that place?
Let's go, Tyrone.
Isn't that where we always at?
Let's
It's
go,
like, all right,
Tyrone.
look, once I get this one to close, I get the deposit for this one. I know exactly what I'm picking up.
Absolutely.
But
But
yeah,
getting that C80, man,
Love
you're going
it.
to be so happy with that C80.
yeah.
What were you shooting on before, Tyrone?
Let us know. Just pulled the trigger on the Remus B sets today.
I got to be honest. I think I like the B set more than A set.
I know I like the B set, and I'm mad about it because I finally got my A set. So
Sharper and
let's move on. There's
different
no
focal length.
reason for me to feel bad
Dude,
today.
my Canon fan people, bro.
Oh my god.
No, throw him up. Yep, C80 purchase this fall for sure. Let's go.
All right, here we go. It says R6 and A7 V if the POs.
Yeah, okay,
Go
he
up.
wants that new.
He's waiting for the new.
You want both of those? Are you?
He
You
might-
might want to. You might want to stay in and do whatever you want. Ryan.
Ron says, I've wanted the DZO zooms for a while, probably the Kata's full frame zooms. Yeah, bro, I'm on that fence right now, looking at the Kata's, and I'm also looking at the Laowas. So if y'all know any other full frame, I know those Super 35s kill me because I have the Raptor. So it's hard for
You
me to
wanna be
buy
able to use it
a
for both.
lens that I can't use it for the Raptor.
Yeah.
But absolutely. Coming in from Texas. Says Canon C400 and the RF 24 to 105 2.8.
Wow.
We're the big buy.
Wow.
Big
that
talk.
lens.
That 24 to 105, and I know we're gonna get to it later about Canon releasing the new. They have they've hinted their new lenses are
Some
coming
new
out
lenses.
in 5 days. So I guess we'll talk about it next week.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm pumped.
Dude.
Kofi's with there, bro.
A-set.
I'm right there with you, Kofi. Made the same mistake, bro. Kind of mad about it. Z6 in the building.
Oh wow.
New
We got some
MacBook
Nikon shooters.
Look, MacBooks. Don't neglect your computer.
Yes.
Don't neglect your computer.
Yes,
I'm
seriously.
currently waiting, but yeah, new MacBook Pro.
You seen those
MacBook Pro.
memes?
What's that?
Those memes where it's like there's something that you need to buy, like new underwear or something.
Yeah.
But
What you want to buy?
what you want to buy is an A7 V.
Yeah. All of us running old Intel MacBooks, but we got brand new cameras. Nah. All right. He says, went through the prime zoom issue yesterday.
You will not be disappointed with that 70-200.
Oh, yeah.
I use that lens. In the last 12 years, I've used that lens more than any other lens in my kit.
Also, we're using the 70-200 right now. That's this camera. 70-200 is in full effect. I use that lens every week.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Some more L-mount glass, tube lights, action cams, and maybe a wireless transmitter. Bro, wireless transmitters.
Yes.
I could this is weird. You know how people always say, oh, if I buy a new camera, I'll get hired out for that specific thing. I started just letting people know that I have wireless transmitters and director's monitors.
Mm-hmm.
In the last month, that has got me out on more jobs than anything else.
Wow.
Now, granted, they're hiring me for more.
More,
but they're
yeah.
But the question that pops up is, will you be able to bring your director's monitor with the wireless transmitter?
Yeah.
It's crazy
Yeah.
how that has happened. So
I might need to advertise for that and then buy the Pyros. when it books.
Yeah.
yeah, I can do that.
He says Aperture Storm 1200X.
Dude, bro, if we close out the year nice, that's
on the list.
That is the most important thing to me. But because it's $3,000,
yeah,
and because it's like kind of pre-order,
yeah,
I don't think it's out yet.
Yeah,
or at least not fulfilled.
Yeah.
Let me check.
Yeah.
You can add to cart. Bro, I love that light.
Yeah, I'm trying personally not to buy any lights because like I don't want to do camera and lighting. And if I'm only going to do one, I'd rather do camera. So any job I get, it's like, "Oh, are you going to be able to light this?" I'm like, "Oh, you need to bring out like a gaffer. Have them bring out a lighting package."
Yeah.
Or I know some people that I can recommend.
Yeah.
But
because I do feel like sometimes people want a deal.
Yes.
They want a deal.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, can we cut a deal on the lighting or can we cut a deal on the cameras? And it's just like, nah.
I'm only doing one.
Nah, we ain't cutting no deals.
Did not mean to skip over Roshan. He says, just pull the trigger on an on-stage utility car.
Dude, good on you for buying probably something that's practical that you're going to use on every shoot.
Yes, but it is not sexy at all.
Because sometimes I'd be buying stuff that be sitting in a case.
Although, I will say, I have had my eye on innovative carts for a minute.
Yes.
And, bro, I just want one so bad.
Yeah.
Innovative, if you happen to somehow watch this, or if anybody has a hookup at Innovative, please send it my way.
You know the guy that reviews carts.
Bro, he destroys carts. I don't know how good his plug is. All right, let's keep it popping. Oh, what is that? Is that a super chat? Is that a super chat? I gotta scroll.
Is it?
Gotta scroll.
Is it? Oh,
that's a super chat.
Yeah, what's going
which means
on?
it says currently a Sony user. Gotta pull it up. Currently a Sony user. Don't know if I should pull the trigger on an FX6 or Pixis. Mainly shoot corporate videos, event interviews. Thoughts, Jarrell? Before you look this up.
Yes.
It's a super chat. So you know what that means?
Yes.
Do you know what that means?
Yes. Rape time.
It's party time.
It's party time.
Party time. Party time. It's party time. It's party time.
Man, y'all are so good to us, man. We do this show for you guys, and man, you guys are just so good.
Well, we really appreciate it. But yeah, pulling the trigger on FX6 or Pixis.
Hey, I can answer this for him.
Go ahead.
Shoot Canon. Come on, dude.
All right, I'm out of here. No, real talk. I mean, between those two, it's going to be really tough. The only problem I have with the FX6 is it feels incredibly dated today. And with the value of the Pixis, it's just a better buy.
Oh, I'm not gonna disagree because I don't think that the Pixis is a bad buy, but the FX6 looks beautiful. It's got that electronic V&D.
Well, let me finish what I was gonna say. If you can find a used FX6,
okay, yeah.
That I think is the play.
100%.
It's hard for me to tell anybody to invest in a new FX6.
100%.
Because Sony's got to release a new one. Kofi, you got the hookup. Let us know. They got to be working on an FX6 too. Yeah, gotta be.
You can get a, oh gosh, MPB. Let's see. That is a hard one,
right?
Because that price difference is probably worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, never mind. Even a used FX6, you might have to look like Facebook Marketplace, but it looks like the cheapest one that I can find on MPB is $5,000. So that
still
is
pretty steep.
Ugh. You can buy that DJI Focus Pro, and you could get the Mofage adapter.
Yeah.
All for and the Pixis. I'm a switch. I'm gonna say Pixis.
So yeah,
I'm gonna say Pixis.
I'm with you. All right, we're gonna rip through these really quick. We're like super far behind. But yeah, upgrading the laptop, picking up a monitor.
What's up, Gustavo? We got the youngs.
The youths.
The youths.
They're in the building. STM Films with the youths. I'm gonna take your chat.
Don't tell my wife.
Yeah, we just took it off the screen.
Bro, you're not that youthful. You got a wife.
Hey, people get married young, bro. How old were you?
I was 19, bro.
That's the youths, bro. What
that
you
was
talking?
19.
You were the youth,
dude.
That's okay.
STM Films.
Too.
Let us know how old you are.
Yeah,
you out here gaslighting,
claiming the youths. Port Keys BM7 to DS.
Dude,
hey,
that monitor looks hot fire.
That's all right. You can let them know.
It looks hot fire.
It's hot fire. Yeah. Well, we'll leave it there for now. Big talk. Aperture 600 and 300.
You will. Oh my gosh, you will love it. I have the 600D. I love it. I will say, it is for Windows.
Yep.
You're gonna have to run it at 100%.
For the 300?
For the 600.
Okay.
600D. You have to run it at 100%. It will help you balance exposure. It will leave you a little wanting, just a little bit, if you're trying to do window pulls.
Yeah.
So just
know that.
Just know that.
You know what's crazy? I actually I was talking to a local DP, and he was showing me that when he to help with window pulls,
Mhm.
they actually have. I had never heard of this before. They have rolls of ND,
Yeah.
and they'll just gaff it to the windows
100%.
to drop the exposure on the windows,
Mhm.
and then you don't have to use nearly as much lighting.
100%. I feel like the only thing like is if it's like these windows are too big, like your windows in your office.
Yeah.
But if it's like a normal window,
Like a house window,
and it's on the first floor, you could do it outside and it's perfect. But
So-
yeah, if you're like, we were on the 4th floor of Rice University, and
Oh,
those
that wasn't
windows
gonna
were
work.
huge.
No, it's not gonna work. I'm just saying, if you
If you
don't,
got the time,
if you got the
100%.
that's an investment. Like those are the type of investments right now that
Yes.
I'm looking at. Like what's least expensive, huge impact.
Would be so nice to have, like, because you can go on B&H and buy a roll of the ND. It'd be so nice just to have it in your kit just in case.
Yeah, just
It's
throw it in,
it's a little expensive.
just throw it in the car,
but you can reuse it.
but you have reuse it. That was the big one. All right, rip it through. Nas.
Dude, Mr. Camera Junkie. Once again, just like the cart, very,
Practical.
very practical, very necessary.
All right, bro, we gotta catch up. We just gotta jump.
Yeah,
We just
seriously.
gotta
It's
jump.
been 90 minutes.
We appreciate
already.
it, bro. And there's even more past the super chat. All right,
He's 23. Are you youths? Are you?
I think that counts as
Are you?
youths. That counts as the youths.
I mean, they say like the male brain fully develops at 26. So. No, that's not. It's science. Science.
By who?
All right, you're you.
Yeah, okay, that's
You're
you.
you.
All right, but yeah, real talk. Super pumped to have you guys on today's episode, bro. We've been running for a minute. We haven't even got to the main story
We
yet.
haven't even gotten to the main story. Thank you guys for hanging with us. You guys are so good to us. All 160 of y'all. Make sure y'all hit the like button. If y'all haven't subscribed, definitely subscribe. He's been married for a month. Congratulations. 1 month anniversary.
Hey, for
Dude,
you, bro.
seriously.
For you.
Seriously.
Coming from two guys
That's real cool.
who are
Who've
10
been
plus
married
years.
for decades.
Yeah, over 10 years. Congratulations, man. Congratulations.
Seriously.
Dude, that's awesome. All right, so let's get into what's popping with the big three. Now, by me just saying the big three, that's going to piss off some people.
Yes.
I don't care. Look, the big three, I think
Objectively speaking,
just based off of sales numbers.
sales
We can
and
just say-
users.
yeah, just sales. Well, you and users. The big three, as they live on this show right now:
Shout them out if you know them.
Sony,
Yes.
Canon,
Yes.
Nikon.
Yes.
That is the big three.
Yes.
Now,
We got love for you, Fuji
Honorable
and
mentions,
Lumix and Black Magic.
Blackmagic. Y'all are in the flow. We get it, and y'all fight for 4th place. But the big three has lived and stayed in the hearts and mind and the pockets
Yes,
as Canon, Nikon, and Sony.
for
And
sure.
when they make moves, the entire industry sees it.
Yes.
And they have to adopt. Now, if there was another one, I would say it would be Blackmagic, obviously. Like when Blackmagic makes moves, everybody feels it.
Yes.
And that's because
It
they
is.
send shockwaves up, though.
They're the. They are the cousin or the stepson or daughter that literally irritates the big brothers, like forces them to respond.
Yes.
And not in like a disrespectful way, but it's just like, y'all just released a $1,500 camera. We got to address that.
Yeah. Like the other big three look at each other and they're like, crap.
Yeah. Seriously.
Who cousin is that?
Yes.
Whose
Like,
man's is that?
Who invited him to the family reunion?
Right. Like, why is he at the cookout right now? Who told him to bring brisket?
No, Carlos, we have mad respect for Black Magic. They are pushing everybody forward.
Yes, absolutely. But the big three have plans before the end of the year.
Yes.
So currently, as it sits, we are not only looking at new releases
Mhm.
from these big three, but cameras,
Yes.
which feels like
2025 is going to go down as one of the biggest 2024 is going to go down
Bro,
as
you had
one
me
of
checking the year.
one of the biggest years in camera
Release history.
release history.
I'm not even gonna say release history because Nikon buying Red, I felt like was a big moment too.
2024, like we'll look back to 2024 and be like, dang, something was done that year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But let's go ahead and kick it off with your love child so we can just get them out of the way.
Yes.
Let's talk about what Canon's got planned for this year.
So I can't talk about Canon without talking about Nikon because Nikon did something crazy this year in releasing the Z6 Mark III.
They did.
And the Z6 Mark III, I actually need to pull it up because like while we shot with it, I'm still like, oh.
Dude, there's so many camera specs to try to keep up with. There's no way we will ever keep up with all of them.
And y'all be calling us out. So
but I will say, I'll give a few of the specs that I know for sure.
For sure.
Oh, you got them up?
Yeah, I got them up.
Go for it.
So the 24.5 megapixel partially stacked CMOS sensor, 6K 60 and a mirrorless body.
I'll be honest with you. Jarrell looked up those specs because before the show, I told him that camera shot 6K 60, and he was like, no. Like
I was like, for how long does it shoot 6K 60?
He looked at me and was like, wow. And I could see in his brain, Brandon got that wrong.
No, well, I was like, how are they doing it?
It's insane, right?
How are they doing it?
6K 60 for $2,500.
Seriously, in RAW.
Yes.
In RAW. Okay, so yeah, those are the videos features that we care about. And the CF Express Type B memory slot, really cool. Now, when they dropped that, and especially dropped it at the $2,500 price point
yes,
this year, they were the first camera of 2024 that I think sent shockwaves.
Yeah.
That said to both Sony and to Canon, what you got?
Bro.
And so while Canon dropped some incredible cameras this year, the R1, the R5 Mark II, the C80, the C400, at the $2,500 price point,
no, R5
we saw
Mark II?
very, what?
No R5 Mark II?
That's what I said. I didn't say it?
I don't think so.
Okay. Check. They had nothing in the 20. Well, they did have some in the 2500. They had the R6 Mark II in the 2500.
Yeah.
But Canon quite quickly dropped their R6 Mark II down to $2,000.
Yes, they did.
Because I feel like when looking at the two cameras, the R6 Mark II, it does not compete spec-wise.
Yeah.
With the Z6 Mark III.
Not even close.
So we've been hearing some rumors because Canon said it and they're standing on it. 5 cameras in 2024. And we still got a camera to go. So we believe that in November, there's going to be an R6 Mark III announcement.
Yeah.
In that $2,500 range. But that's going to be more competitive with the Z6 Mark III. We just saying stuff like I don't know if I'm saying the right titles.
These are
Z6 Mark III. Yes.
Yes.
They're going to do 6K.
Okay.
30. But this is just rumors.
Yeah,
This is rumors.
Yeah, allegedly.
Allegedly. So Canon, on top of releasing 3 cinema variable lenses.
So
hybrid lenses, I think what they're calling them.
Yeah, hybrid lenses is what they're going by.
We are looking at an R6 Mark III being announced and maybe even shipping in 2024.
I think there's no way that it ships that fast.
Man, I hope.
I can't imagine. Now, I believe
there's incentive for them too.
Well, yes.
With holiday incentives.
There is holiday incentives. I mean, they must be like, maybe because of the price point of the camera, they know it's going to move.
Mm-hmm.
They'll be like one of the first camera companies to launch and then ship, aside from like what Red does.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody does that. Like, except for Red, nobody announces, takes orders, and ships
for sure.
in the span of like a week. Especially not Canon. They actually, like the R1 is it actually shipping yet or no?
Some people have gotten it.
Some people are, people are claiming that they're getting it.
We'll talk about that when we talk about Sony.
Okay. So it's insane to me right now that Canon still has another camera to drop this year. But you're right. At the beginning of the year, somebody go find the clip. Jarrell said, the Canon said 5 cameras in 2024.
Allegedly.
And I didn't believe it.
Yeah.
But
because we were thinking, oh, we're going to get a cool Pix
Yeah.
Oh, we're gonna get
That little vloggy cam.
yeah.
they
We're not. We
released.
ain't getting no like 5 legitimate cameras, and they've come out with up till now 4 bangers.
Yeah. No, they've absolutely crushed it. So I think an R6 Mark III would absolutely put the final stamp, even if the R6 Mark III is not better
Yeah.
than the Nikon Z6 III, which I don't think it will be.
Mm-hmm.
But I could be wrong. We'll see when it actually comes out.
6K 60 RAW seems like you're asking for an overheating mess.
But see, here's the thing. It's not just 6K 60 RAW. It's 6K 60 RAW internal.
Oh, 100%.
Which, like, we get, like, crazy RAW external all day. I mean, even, like, Sony just announced new external Blackmagic RAW. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, but to do it internal makes it crazy. So, I don't think Canon, I don't think they have the tech. Like, if they did it.
Is the R3?
No.
Does the R3 not do the 6K 60?
No, it does 6K 30. I think so. I got to double check.
Let's see.
Double check it. But it's crazy to me that even if Canon doesn't beat the Z6 III, I still think
they do 6K 60.
It does.
But bro, to literally take the sensor out of the R3, when the R3's already been beat up a little bit because of the R1,
yeah,
to put it in the R6 Mark III for $2,500,
the R3's dead.
But there's been rumors that, I mean, we're not talking about all the rumors, but the R3 suppously is not dead.
No. I
Canon
mean,
is
the current
officially
version.
set,
The current version would be dead at that point.
If they put 6K 60, could they come out with it quicker? And obviously, that's just one part of the camera. Could they come out with it quicker if they're just taking the R3 sensor and putting it into the R6 Mark III? You still have to manufacture the body, blah, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
I mean, but if you take most of the R6 Mark II body and you just pump it over,
dude,
could be pretty quick.
Dude.
I gotta say,
let's go, Canon.
This comment here actually
let's go, Canon.
Kills it. He says, "This is the best time to be alive." It really is. The cameras are
Canon fan people.
Oh gosh, I was talking about.
He didn't say
general.
that during Sony.
We haven't even got to Sony yet. I'm just saying, it is a crazy time to be alive. Canon is absolutely crushing it with the Z. If we can get an R6 Mark III along with these new hybrid lenses from Canon, 2024 will be the year that Canon walked back into the room.
100%.
It will go down in history as the year that Canon said, we are all in on mirrorless, which we did want 3 years ago.
Yeah.
But if they were strategic then to say, we're going to write off 2023, 2022,
yeah,
like 2020, shut everything down. It was like 2024, we'll just hold everything for that year. And we're going to just, we'll give faith back to our Canon shooters then. I have to say, I think if you survived those years as a Canon shooter, 2024, you're pretty happy.
Question, because we'll ask this after each of the big three. Is this Canon news exciting to you? Like, obviously, all of the cameras dropped before.
Yep.
But an R6 Mark III, 6K, at least 30. I don't know. Maybe we'll throw it out there, put some pressure on Canon, 6K 60. Like, is that an exciting, are the new flavor of hybrid lenses? I believe like a 24 is coming out. I think they're thinking about a zoom. Like, are these, like, it's like tough because they're a little expensive.
Yeah.
Like in terms of these hybrid lenses, like that 24 to 105 is $3,000. It's a lot of money. It's a dope lens, but it is that's a hard one.
It's a hard buy.
It's you got to really like plan and think about it. It's not like, oh, I'm gonna go pick up. I mean, that's 3 cinema lenses. That's
literally what I'm looking at. Like I think the 24 to 105, fantastic lens.
Yeah.
But I think I want a cinema zoom over that hybrid photography zoom.
Yeah. I will say for me, and it's obvious for Canon, I am excited because I feel like not everything that Canon produced this year was for me, but they produced some things for, like, there's some cameras, some lenses that I'm excited about.
That's good. All right, the next one in the big three. Can we go with my guy?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, we'll save. Yeah, we ain't got no Sony people on here, so we'll save them for last.
So Nikon might actually be dropping something new this year. Now, I'm going to be fully transparent. This camera could actually be not for me at all. But surprisingly, it's not the big Nikon cameras that have really impressed me the most.
Yeah.
Like, I think the Z9, phenomenal, heavy. Z8, use it regularly. A workhorse camera. But for
100%.
me, it's just a workhorse camera.
It's just
know
a
what I mean?
small
Yeah.
Z9.
Yeah, it's just a
Smaller
literally,
Z9.
It's a smaller Z9.
Yeah.
And then we got the Z6 III this year, which is a phenomenal camera. We shot it. We used it on the actual, for the launch video. Absolutely love that entire experience. But you know what camera has actually made me really excited with them?
What's that?
It has been the ZF. I don't really
yeah.
talk about it a lot,
Yeah.
but that is probably like the camera that I use the most that I don't talk about because it's just a phenomenal camera. Now, the problem I have with it is the build.
Mm-hmm.
I had to buy a small rig handle for it, and then I put like a little thing so I can like rest my thumb. So just the ergonomics of it were a little off. And that's primarily because, it's designed to be like this retro style photography camera.
Yep.
But it actually has phenomenal video features, like ridiculous video features.
And it's fun to take photos with.
And absolutely.
So much fun.
Dude, the shutter is so satisfying. Actually, the other day, a friend came over and he was playing around with it. And literally his response was, oh, that shutter is so satisfying. Like the small things, right? So now, speaking of small, it sounds like there's a rumor going on that we might be seeing another Nikon camera come out this year. And that would be a Z50 Mark II.
Yep.
Now, this is going to be a very entry-level camera, but it feels like it's in those smaller entry-level cameras where Nikon has been really pulling all the punches. Like, when it came to the Z6 III, they did not hold back, right? And even the ZF has 10-bit, like it's a photography camera. They threw 4K 10-bit in this camera. It's full frame, has great autofocus, fast readout, the whole night. Phenomenal camera for video. I'm really excited to see what they do in the Z50 because like I feel like Nikon is in a place where they kind of like Canon in the sense of Canon said like, we can't hold anything back with our releases. Yep. Nikon has basically been saying we can't hold anything back when it comes to our specs. Like, let's throw everything we can in the camera.
What's really crazy about this stream is, and this I realized this week being on set, we're a little bougie. Like, we're talking about these 1200Xs, we're talking about the KXs, we're talking about the FX6. These are all expensive things. What's cool about the Z50 is the Z50, this is the Mark I, it's going for $856 right now on B&H. So there is the reality of when you started, when I started, on the T2i, on the Rebel, that camera was $500. I want to say $500 with a 50 millimeter, 550 maybe. Okay. Like, so it's one of those things that like we recognize that some of you guys to a certain extent might be in different places where Nikon's been killing the game, especially with their LUTs to make them look like Reds. And I think if this thing has 10-bit on it,
that's what I'm saying.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, like this could be like the great starter camera, the
100%.
vlogging camera, like just that extra camera you can pick up. And it's there's almost no chance it doesn't sport the same Z mount. So like all these great Nikon lenses will be able to work right on it. So
now this is all allegedly. Allegedly. But November definitely seems like the month.
Yes.
That like
everybody's going to take their final big steps.
Yeah, you need to, because it feels like people have been winning and some people have been losing, but at the final end of the year, you might have put your exclamation point on the year and pull ahead of somebody.
Now, the one brand I think that could actually disrupt, like Nikon's Z6 III is already out. So Canon has to try to make the R6 III seem better.
Yeah.
But the one area where I feel like Canon might have left the door open, and I've said this before, is on the R1. And so the current rumor is that Sony might have something to say about that.
Yeah, so we talked about this a couple weeks ago, that there's going to be a big Sony announcement in November, and this is allegedly, but I am hearing 100%.
This is an
let's take it back. 99.9%.
Allegedly 99.9%
announcement in November, later November, like in the 20s and up. Anyways, and here's the interesting part, right? Because we know, and I know you think I bring it back to Canon, but Canon's R1 moved up their shipping date. Canon's R1 was supposed to start shipping I think November 24th, and do not hold me to these dates, but it was like later in the month.
Yep.
Conveniently, the R1 is now going to start shipping on November 14th. And I think it might be because
they're trying to get ahead of it.
Sony might be dropping possibly an A7 IV, which that's not the camera that I think the R1 might be concerned about.
Yeah.
And who knows if Canon knows, but there's allegedly business espionage. Like people be like reading some people's. Nah, I'm not gonna say. But there might be a little bit of that. Like they know little whispers and talks. There might be an A1 2, or is it A1
Mark II.
I was like thinking like, is it an A1 because it's the first one, or is it an A?
That's where
A1
these names are killing
they're killing
me, bro.
me. You're killing
These
me.
names are absolutely killing
me. So the A1 2 is allegedly being announced.
Yeah.
Flagship from Sony. Late November.
That's, to me, I'm like, Sony, like, if they do release an A1 Mark II, that could be great.
Mm-hmm.
It could be great for them. It just feels like in 2024, they've released a lot of cameras that I'm not going to say people didn't care about.
Yeah.
But, like, their existing shooters weren't like, they didn't feel like Canon shooters this year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the
Canon released something for everybody.
A9 II came, went. I don't think anybody really switched over to it. I don't know anybody who shoots on it regularly. I don't know anybody. And I'm talking like influencers, professionals. Like, I don't know anybody. And if y'all are in the chat and you do own an A9 Mark II, please let me know. I just want to know. I just want to know one person who shoots on it. But they didn't release that. Like, that came and went. We also got a few
A9 III.
A9 III, sorry. A9 III.
Yeah.
We also got, what was the other camera they released?
Oh.
The 6900?
Oh, the Brano.
Well, no, we're not talking about
They
the
dropped the Brano.
We're not talking about the Brano.
The A9 III, the Brano, and
there was like a smaller camera that came out. I think it was like the A6700 or something like that. But again, came, went. Few videos came out, obviously on embargo day. A couple creators used it. And then after that, haven't really heard too much else about it.
Yeah.
If they release a A1 Mark II, I think it's going to go the way of the A9 III.
Some people will upgrade.
Few people upgrade.
But the sensor size is not changing.
And the A1 Mark I, the A1, is still a phenomenal. As far as I'm concerned, I think it still competes.
Yeah.
Even with the Canon R1. Especially
with the R1 not going higher in the megapixels. Like, I feel like Sony's not really pushed to upgrade the sensor on the A1 II. Yeah. Like, there's probably...
That's it. It was a ZVE. I don't think it was the ZVE 1. I think it was the ZVE 10. The crop one. But yeah.
They're not really pushed to do much because they've seen what the R1 has put out. Like, obviously, there's probably some AI stuff. There's probably some autofocus stuff that they want to shore up for dominance. But, like, they probably saw Canon's flagship. We said this a couple weeks ago. I think the flagships might be dead. They're needed for, like, pomp and circumstance. They're needed for journalists and Olympic shooters. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. And I feel like, I think you're right. I think that the idea of the flagship is kind of gone. It's gone its course, because like the other thought was that like the flagship was for like the ultimate professional, right?
Hold on, Brandon.
Something happened?
Something happened.
What happened?
We need to rave.
Do we need to rave?
We need to rave.
Uh-oh. What happened?
We need to rave.
Oh, Preston.
Dude, y'all are too good to us.
Let's do this.
Hey, super chat. Even while you're at home, let's rave.
It's party time.
It's party time.
It's party time. Party time.
Man, y'all are too good, man.
Hey, look. You know what's great about that? He said it's time to grab the brew some lunch from the Lumix gang.
Lumix gang.
Hashtag
we got
Lumix
gang support. We invite Cam Mackey on here 1 week, and now we got a Lumix gang fandom here. Let's go, Preston.
Hey, we appreciate that. Also, for those of you, because I'm really bad at it because I'm a YouTube person, but we do have like an audio version of this podcast. I just don't update it like I'm supposed
Everybody's
to.
gonna be like, "What are they talking
Yeah,
about?"
the audio
bro?
version is like, what is happening? Anytime we get a super chat, we have lights that flash in the office because
Yeah.
we, obviously we shoot this live. And so for those who view this live, they get a chance to see the lights changing. We do need to get audio on the party time.
Yeah,
That's something that should be the next one.
Yeah,
That's gonna
yeah,
be the
for
next
sure.
update. We'll figure that out over time. But yes, we need to get audio.
we
for
do have a Sony show on
What-
here.
So did you call them a Sony?
I'm just like he's saying that I'm glazing Canon. Ain't nobody glazing Canon. Canon was dominant this year.
Oh my gosh! Stop fighting the chat.
They were. Are we gonna act like they weren't the Golden State Warriors in 2017?
Oh my gosh!
So Yusuf, is it Yusuf? I'm sorry, UC. It
Is
might
this
be
the same UC that you argued with a couple weeks ago?
Like I swore there was an F, but I couldn't remember. So he said he owned an A93, and yeah,
Oh, bro,
we got the U's in here. No, don't skip the U's. We gotta support the U's. Go up one more.
What was it?
He says, I'm a 20-year-old filmmaker from Los Angeles. I bought a battle test red Komodo 6. Man, bro, I was 38 when I bought the KX. Bro, you were killing it, bro. Love the name. Stick with Canon and red.
Oh my gosh, you're ridiculous. But no, dude, we appreciate that. Shout out to you, Preston. But yeah, I feel like bro, Lumix Gang is in the building now.
Lumix Gang.
Oh man, Preston did woke him up. Preston shook him and woke him up.
Seriously, I knew when I touched that S9 a couple weeks ago, it would change the chat.
Oh, there it is. He says
We need a
Canon.
beat to drop. We do.
He says Canon made me switch to Lumix when my R6 was hotter than the Sahara. Well, it's better now.
It's better now.
It
The
is definitely
2's
better
good.
now.
I regularly shoot on the 2.
But yeah, I like this comment here. We do need a beat to drop for the raves.
Absolutely.
We got to get that. We got to get it. We're gonna get it. That's gonna be something I work on. Wait,
Yeah.
what? I got to think about my production schedule this week. Like, can I do it this week? I'll try to make it happen.
Oh, my dude. We are. Well, and here's the funny part. Brandon's not, but 1,000% we LeBron's fans.
Okay. We have
100%.
so we literally have a section for this
LeBron.
week's show. We'll come back to this, Mr. Youths. STM Films is actually the president of our youths
Yes.
chapter of the show.
We are going to be creating merch just for him.
Yes.
He needs to buy 10 youths shirts.
Yeah.
Dude.
Oh,
Hashtag
man.
GOAT.
Okay. I'm not gonna get into this debate with you. I'm not Stephen A. So
Don't look at his age.
bro, I lost track. Where were we?
Oh, Sony. I mean, it's gonna, bro. I know that we have a lot of Sony people here on the stream. I'm gonna take that back. Sony has a great, genuinely. I was gonna say something. And I was like, yeah, probably not. Sony has a great image. Impeccable, great. I do think Sony took some big swings this year. And I think there's times when you're hoping to hit a grand slam, because obviously when any company puts out any product,
Yeah.
they're hoping everybody loves it. Not everybody buys it. They're probably realistic
Yeah.
when it comes to marketing and like, oh yeah, we want to carve out this part of the market. But everybody's hoping that they're home runs. If I think the home run would be, to keep this positive, an A75 would be a home run.
Yeah.
Especially at a certain price point, at the right price point. I think an A12, while it could be cool to see what they're doing, it would just be something people would say, that's cool. Just like the Bronto, that's cool. The A93, that's cool.
Yeah.
But like, we ain't buying.
Yeah. I think an A75 would move.
Yeah.
Would actually move units. So yeah, I think here's my what did Carlos say? Sony has great fans and marketing. Here's my thing about Sony. I figured this out. So you know this, and so for the chat, I went to Sony Condo this year, and they didn't release a new camera, which we all were like, we all knew that a 85 was coming, but like we thought maybe they have a camera they're hiding like somewhere, and ultimately it ended up not coming out. But when I got a chance to talk around with like a lot of the Sony shooters and talk with some of the Sony engineers and stuff like that, it dawned on me what Sony does. Sony builds cameras to create the thing you want to create and make that process easier.
Mhm.
So like when you shoot with a Sony FX6, FX9, it's got the built-in variable NDs. It's, you know, like the ergonomics is really great on the camera. You can just slap a lens on there, one of their lenses. Their autofocus is really simple. It's literally about putting a camera in a person's hands and just letting them craft, right?
Mhm.
As easily as possible. Whereas like a company like Red is, let's get the most resolution, highest dynamic range, best image
Mhm.
we can out of a camera.
Mhm.
That's how Red handles it. Alexa is all about the sensor and the color science.
Mhm.
We need to have the best color science. They will let dynamic range go if it means better skin tones, better color
Mm.
for that image,
Yeah.
right? Canon, for a long time, I didn't know what they were doing.
Yeah.
But now it feels like Canon is, we want to have the tool for every type of creator, right? When I look at Sony this year, they were making home run attempts,
Mhm.
but for the niches of the niches
Yeah.
of the groups.
Yeah. And it's going to miss so many people because people are like,
But they already have so much in those other areas.
Mhm.
Like there are shooters right now who, you know, there's a lot of Sony shooters, I'm sure in the chat as well, who have FX3s
Sony represent
and they ain't going nowhere
100%.
until another FX3 2 comes out. Because
you got
the
a few
FX3
G Masters?
The FX3 is such an easy camera to shoot with.
Yeah.
And yeah, Canon might have better image here or, you know,
They don't
triple
think so.
bayside. They won't think so
Yeah. Yeah.
because they also know how easy it is to work within the Sony ecosystem. And so I think if you're in the Sony ecosystem,
That image in though.
well, I think the image is, I think it's good. I think it's a great image.
If you
there are
grew
betters.
up, not grew up, but if your eyes have adjusted to Sony, you're good.
Yeah.
But if you're switching, like for me, if I were to go shoot on Sony now, I'm gonna feel like I have to work hard on the image. Not that it is hard to work with,
Yeah.
but like to get the colors where I feel like they need to be, it's gonna be hard.
Well, and I think that's it for every person. Every person has to figure out what image they personally like. Because you also can get, I think it's impossible not to become sort of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like bias
Mhm.
to your preference of image. And this is the warning I gave Jarrell when he bought his KX. Don't shoot the KX and fall in love, bro.
Seriously,
Because then going to anything else,
it's gonna be hard.
it might be hard.
It's
you know what I
already
mean?
it's already happened. We've said this a couple times. Like I don't know if I'm gonna really mention this on the stream, but there's a gap between mirrorless cameras and cinema cameras.
Yeah, it's like four.
And I felt that
bits.
way from the C70. I felt that way heavy with the C70 and R6. At first, between the C70 and R6, I felt like I kind of liked the video look of the R6 Mark II. I was like, I like it. It's like punchy, it's contrasty. And then the more and more that I edited and the more and more that I did blind test, I'm like, oh no, I like the C70 more. And then it was only an exclamation point with the KX where I shot like 2 things with the KX, edited it real quick, threw it together. And then the next day I was on like a social media shoot where I'm just like shooting like verticals with the R6. And I was like, oh, I'm good. You are going to be a photography camera.
Yeah.
Like we are going to use you for your genuine strength.
Yeah. So it is kind of crazy that as you grow, your eye will change.
Oh, 100%.
And so that's one of the reasons why I always tell people rent stuff. Because sometimes you do get like, you think you like something until you try something different. And then you go, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Actually, this is my preference.
Yeah, it's like kids, man, when they're like, man, chicken nuggets are great. It's like, okay.
And then they have that steak.
Yeah.
And then you're stuck paying for steak.
Yeah. That's why my kids, they love ramen. They love it. And mac and cheese.
Bro, my kids love ramen too.
Keep loving it.
That's so wild.
Keep loving it.
I'm like, what do y'all want to do for dinner? Can we just do ramen? What?
It is a rotation of nuggets, mac and cheese, and pizza.
the dinner of champions. All right. Now, we mentioned this at the top of the show, but first off, I want to know from the chat. Let me know how many of you guys are professionals. Just like in the chat, I just want to see like professional or hobbyists.
Mhm.
I would love to know, like, how many people in the chat right now are professionals, and how many of y'all are hobbyists?
And let's break down even professional. Like, you were going on paid shoots.
Yeah.
Like it might not even be like your full time.
Okay.
Like, or do you want to put that in there like
no,
full
no,
time?
I think
Yeah,
regardless.
but like people are paying you.
Yeah, that's what I identify as
Yeah,
a professional.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. If you're not making money, you could be an aspiring professional.
Yeah, for sure.
But I just want to know in the chat, if you are a professional, please let me know.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because this past month, I think I told you I think I'm up to like 10 productions.
Yeah, 100%.
This month, and
Mhm.
it's like I was like, wait a minute,
There's still
it's the
time in the month.
25th, and I still got shoots next week. And so I'm like, I'm 10 plus productions in this month, which, you know, all glory to God. It's been a great month.
Yeah.
But I have learned so much
Mhm.
because these productions I directed 3 of them. No, 3 or 4 of them. I can't keep count. 3 or 4 of them. I've directed. The rest of them, somebody was telling me what to do.
Mhm.
And that has not been the case. I've been mostly directing on a lot of the projects I've done over my career. Bro, it is different.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like it is wildly different.
Yes.
And I know you had an experience the same way. You don't have to tell the whole story. But I just want to know.
Oh, we want to. So the one thing that I realized, okay, I don't even know how to say it. If you're a freelancer, if you're an owner operator,
Yeah.
if you're a one-man band, if you wear all the hats in your organization, which is me, like I will hire crews out and be like, hey, I need you to grip for me. Hey, I need you to be PA. Like, hey, I'll do that on certain shoots that make enough money. But bro, if I am not making $3,000 to $5,000 on a shoot, I'm probably not hiring someone. Like that might be greedy, but depending on the actual like job, it doesn't feel like, oh, there's enough margin in the project. But so if you're an owner operator like me, you sometimes don't make the best production crew member because you handle every aspect.
Yeah.
Pre-production, production, post-production. You handle lighting placement, camera placement. You handle everything, the entire flow, everything. And then when you go and you're on set with another person and you guys have creative differences, or you might have a feeling that you might not know what they know, and you have a feeling that they don't know what they're talking about, man, it is so hard just to like
I think that's
bite your tongue and just sit on the sideline.
I'm
that was a little bit of my.
I'm gonna push against you because you are a good crew member. You show up on my sets and you do a great job,
Brandon. But this is, it's so hard to go into this without like sound like I'm throwing shade. I have had the opportunity to work with, like, Brandon might be the best. We were talking about this like literally yesterday. You might be the best production like house in Houston. Like gear, knowledge, like imagery. Like when people hire you out, bro, they are getting a deal. Like no matter how you slice it, there are very few people shooting on V-Raptors. There's V-Raptor X's. There are very few people that have your knowledge and your capability and your resources and people. Like this isn't a gas you. I'm just saying like in general. So like working on with you, it's like a pleasure. I'm learning stuff, bro. Some people out here faking until they make it, bro. They out here just talking, and that's all I'll say.
Look, I can say like so. I'll give more details on my side. I was on a set this week, right? And I was hired to just cam op. That's it. They rented cameras from me, and then I was cam opping.
Yeah.
I actually really enjoy playing dumb. I'm not gonna lie to you. I love it. I will show up and they're like, "Hey, we want the cameras here." And
Yeah.
I'm like, and like I won't question them because I know as a director, one of the hardest things to deal with on set
Yeah.
is being asked questions. Because like as a director, your only main job is to literally delegate and answer questions all day.
Especially when you're in front of clients.
Yes, but I mean, no matter what the job is,
Yeah.
if you're directing a project, your real job is not really being creative. Actually, all the creative work happens before you walk on set. On set, you're literally just problem solving. That's it. Where do you want this light? I want it there. Where do you want this thing? I want it there. And the most irritating thing is when somebody asks you a question, you tell them where you want it, and then they're like, "Are you sure you want it there? You don't want it?" Like that could be very tough if you have to do that all day as a director. So when I show up and I'm not the director, if he's like, "Hey, I want the light over here," I'm like, "Okay," and I'll put it there. And now if I quit, like if I don't agree, I won't like just be like, "That's not the best place to put it." They'll be like, "Hey, I want to put the light on this side," and I'll just be like, "So you don't want it motivated by the window?" And they'll be like, no, I want it right there. I'll be like, "Okay."
Yeah.
And I'll just put it there. Like that's the way I'll like question it. I'll be like, "Right here? This is where you want it?" And they'll be like, actually, I think there might be." I'm like, "Okay, that sounds good. Let's put it over there,"
Yeah.
And so that's how I'll handle it because I never want to be that guy on set. But I will tell you, bro, sometimes you get on set and they ask for stuff and I'm just like, "Hey, you know what? At the end of the day, if that's what they want,
I need to work on that.
that's what they gonna get."
I need to work on that because honestly, like the shoot that I was on, it was cool. Like work with some really cool people. And I think one of the things that I realized inside of myself, and this was like a good, like you can learn on any set. You can learn on any set. And what I also think that I've come to realize is there are so many different ways to slice a turkey.
Yes.
Like, you don't need to literally to do a video production, you don't need nice glass. You don't need nice cameras. You don't need nice lights. You don't need a nice stands. You don't like everything that I've been doing for the last 10 years, building my lighting kit, building my gaffing kit, building my camera kit, my lenses, has been to be surgical for any problem whenever.
Yeah.
When some people genuinely, their main focus is, and I like, to me, it's something good to know and to learn, is how am I solving this customer's problem? Like, could care less about resolution, could care less about white balance, could care less about composition, like, and not in a shade way, but like cares more about the client's solution to their problem.
Yeah.
So to be fair, I do think that one of the things that I pulled away outside of, oh, I need to buy this and oh, I need to buy that, it made me realize that it's just like obviously this group of people were able to land this client because they offered a bid and a solution to this client's problem really well. Company went with it. And there's more than just geeking out about gear.
Yeah, I saw this question right here from Contrast Cinema. He says, "I always fight back for the betterment of the shoot." And I agree.
It's a good way not to be asked back.
But I disagree. So like here, and so like this is like, and I want to open this up because I think that obviously like I have an opinion and it's worked for me, like professionally it's worked for me. And I've done pretty well, but I'm open to another perspective here. But like when I think about showing up on set, my first and the most important question to me is, who is my client?
Yeah.
Right? And so if I'm hired by a production company to cam op or whatever, my client is probably the production company.
100%.
Right? It's not their client who could be like, who's actually paying for the whole shoot, right? And so I want to do the best job I can for my production company, which also means, at least what I found, is make that guy look as good as I can. Now, questioning him or stepping on his toes or making him frustrated where then his mind is in a different place, that has never been, I have found as the solution, right? Now, you are right. I have been on quite a few sets, and I'm not trying to like, toot my own horn here. I have, 10 plus years at this.
Mhm.
And so I've been hired out on jobs where I get there and the director is asking for things that to me, in my creative expertise, just don't make sense.
Mhm.
Right? Like I'm like, I
Goes
wouldn't do it
against
that
the
way.
fundamentals of filmmaking.
Right.
Mhm.
There are a lot of those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just crank the shutter.
Or we could put in
I
a
do have
VND.
I do have an ND if you want it. Nah, just crank. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And so in those situations, I'm trying to provide the best service I can for the production company that's hiring me out. And I always want to help them. And there have been times where I will very respectfully, hey, can I talk to you for a second? And then I'll just be like, hey, so are you open to a little bit of suggestion? And I always say that. Are you
Mhm.
open to a little bit of suggestion? Most of the time, people are like, no one's going to say no.
Mhm.
But the way they say yes tells me everything.
Yeah.
If they're like, oh, yeah, what do you think? And then that's like, okay, they really want to hear what I have to
Yeah.
say. But if they're like, yeah, sure. Is there an issue? And I'll be like, and then I like try to find the most smallest thing.
Yeah.
I'm like, no issue. We could. It's always a could.
Yeah.
We could
Yeah.
get a slightly better image
Yeah.
if we did this.
Yeah.
Do you want? Like it would take me 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Would you like me to take the 5 minutes to do that thing? And like that's the way that I do it because I'm always thinking
That's
like
smart.
in this world of video production, I think a lot of times we get caught thinking that people care about the cameras and the lenses and the lighting and the gear and all these things. And you've even mentioned it. Like you bought all of your stuff. So that way, if there was a problem you had to solve, you had it. You had what you need to solve it, right?
100%.
That's actually all we're doing. We're all service people.
Yeah.
Now, somebody asked earlier, what's the difference between a professional and a hobbyist or a non-professional? Like, where's that line? The line is someone has to pay an invoice. That's the line.
Yeah. If you submit an invoice and they pay it,
Yes.
you're a professional.
You're a professional.
And like, and to be clear in that, if you're a hobbyist, if you just love camera stuff and you love shooting stuff and you're not getting paid for your work, bro, we love y'all.
Yeah.
Like, I mean that in a genuine way. Like, we didn't ask it from like a sense of like, hey, we want to separate the pros from the non-pros, that sort of deal. It's just more because we're talking about on-set things with clients.
Yeah.
We wanted to kind of get a good flavor of who was.
And I'll be honest with you. If I hit the lottery today, I'd be the best hobbyist.
Passion projects
ever-
only.
Ever. You know what's crazy? I would even probably still go do professional shoots.
Yeah.
And then just be like, buy my lunch.
Yeah.
I just like Jarrell, if you ever had a shoot, I'm like, yeah. Just buy my lunch. I don't care.
Yeah.
Because I still love this thing.
Yeah.
Real talk, the only reason why I charge and try to make money doing this thing
Yeah.
is because this is the most expensive hobby
Seriously.
that I could possibly get into.
We gotta pay.
I gotta pay for all these lenses and these tripods, and every year new stuff is coming out.
Yeah.
And I want all the new stuff. So the only reason I'm a professional is because I can't afford to just be a hobbyist.
Yeah.
Because the level of hobby I would want to be at is not obtainable.
So Brandon, let's just make it practical. What are some tips on set if someone is going to be on a set that they're not the director, the person that is like, or even if you want to do tips for directors too, but like, what are some tips on set production crew, like so that people can be successful? You shared a lot of good things with me to kind of help me in this shoot. But yeah, what are some things?
Yeah, I feel like for me, the number one thing is, first off, you have to be likable on set. If you are not likable, you will not get called back.
Yeah.
First and foremost. So that means show up on set with a good attitude. Look, for those of you who
you
are
should smile. Like, people don't know that you are, even if you're neutral or having a
Yes.
time, if you're not like, and I don't mean cheesing out all the time, but like if you have like,
Yes.
people
Yeah.
are gonna think.
Or if you like something,
Yeah.
show it
Yeah, show
on
it.
your face and talk about it.
Be
Like,
verbal.
if you're like, oh, this lighting looks great, that makes people feel good.
Yeah, for sure.
So like, be likable and show positive emotion throughout the entire day, because that's a big deal.
Mhm.
Like, because like, let's be honest, I always tell this, like when we get on multiple day shoots, day one is always easy to be excited about.
Mhm.
Everyone's excited, everyone's working, everybody's on set. Day
Mhm.
one of production, great.
Mhm.
Day two is when you figure out where people really sit,
Mhm.
right? So that is a big one.
I don't know how you feel about this, but like I feel like doing the smallest things and looking busy. Like, cause
Mm.
there's like a piece to me that even when your job's kind of done, bro, literally, literally sitting around or standing in a corner or being on your phone,
Don't be on your phone.
people are gonna look at you like, I'm paying you for what?
So real talk. I don't know if I should say this. So one of the jobs I did, God, I hope he's not watching. We basically just set up 4 cameras.
Yeah,
And my 2 cameras were like on sticks
yeah,
and they were not moving.
yeah.
So the gist of my job once we started rolling, I mean, granted, I did lighting and a bunch of other little stuff, but once we started shooting, the gist of my job was like pressing 2 buttons
Yeah,
and then just like stepping back.
yeah.
But bro, when I tell you I was at Video Village,
Yeah, for sure.
oh yeah, that looks good. That
Yeah.
looks good. Mm-hmm.
Great work.
Yeah. Before the shoot, I'm like, okay, everyone's good. The framing looks good. I'm looking at the director. I'm like, framing.
Putting
framing
false
looks
color
good.
on and off.
You talk about
like
a
ain't
tip.
nothing changed.
Hey, lighting has been set for an hour, bro.
Seriously.
Tell
Yeah,
me
yeah.
why I'm over there. Yeah, that looks good. Because it was like, I mean, when you get really good at this, you light pretty fast, especially when you come in with a plan. So
Yeah.
like, bro, we lit that scene and I was like, oh, we're done. Like,
Seriously.
I'm like, work's over. Like, but like, I'm like, yeah, we're just gonna touch focus and
Yeah.
turn. Okay, yeah. I got peakings on.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, we're good. Yeah, we're good. Bro, little stuff like that.
Look busy.
Be as helpful as you can.
Be helpful. Yeah.
Like at one point, the director was like, because we had to turn off the AC because it was like, we were recording audio too. And at one point, the director literally, like, we cut. Director goes, man, it's getting hot in here.
Mhm.
I was like, hey, would you like us to turn on AC in between takes
Mhm.
just so we can cool off the room for a little bit? And this is how I knew he loved it.
Mhm.
He looked at me and he goes, that's a great idea. What's your name again?
Yeah.
I was like, I won.
Yeah. Seriously.
I was like, I won. That was it.
Yeah.
That's all I needed. Like, because the second he had to ask me for my name again, he was like, I want to remember. Because, like, we had
For
already,
sure.
we met, but it was like, I'm a day warrior at
Yeah.
that shoots. I'm nobody.
Yeah.
I'm just in there shaking hands. They don't even know the cameras are mine.
For sure.
So, like, I show up and he's just like, what's your name again?
Yeah.
Brandon? Appreciate that, Brandon. Yeah, let's do that. And I was like, we can set it up. I can have a PA. Every time you yell cut, they'll turn the AC on.
Uh-huh.
And he was like, okay, yeah, let's do that. And I was like, and if you don't want it because you want to go fast, we can I can wave them off. You give me the signal. Because I wasn't doing nothing.
Yeah. Oh,
I was
yeah.
pressing
for sure.
record and
For
stop.
sure.
Like, I ain't doing it. And he was like,
For sure.
okay, yeah, that's great. Bro, loved it. It's
Yeah.
those little things. Like, it's hard for me to give you on-set tip advice.
Yeah.
But it's like, literally, the advice comes down to be likable and be the most helpful person on set.
Mhm.
And if you can be the most helpful person while being likable,
Mhm.
you will get called back every single time.
Mhm.
Like, literally, the person who brought me out on that job, like, they were like, oh, what does Brandon do? Like, it's hard for me because I don't want to get on set and then be like, oh, I also do YouTube, because then everyone's like, they go look up my channel and
Yeah.
it becomes like a whole thing.
Mhm.
But like, the guy who was over the set, he goes, oh, Brandon's the guy that just gets stuff done.
Mhm.
And I was like, I really like that. That meant a lot because like he was like in the middle of prep. He was like, yeah, we need an extra director's monitor. And I was like, all right, let's go to TaxCam. Let's get a PA. Let's send him out to TaxCam. Let's get you another monitor. Like, it wasn't a part of the original deal,
Yeah.
but it was like, what's a monitor? $50 on the day?
Mhm.
Let's get this guy a monitor. You know what I
100%.
mean? Like, it's going to change the whole value of the production to this guy. Let's do it.
Yeah, you'll be asked to do things that might not be like I was gripping. I was asked to do things that weren't a part of that, but yes, absolutely, I'll do that. That helps a lot. My last thing would just be humility. Like, and this is basically coming from like owner operators. Like, if you're new and you're invited onto a team, you're grateful to be there.
Yeah.
And you're just like, you're learning stuff, you're soaking stuff up, but you'll eventually get to a time, depending on the sets that you're invited out to or that you're working on, where you may feel like I might know more than the director or the cam op or the like whatever. Like, you may feel like I might be able to light this a little bit better. And honestly, like, what I love what you said, that sometimes that you're just quiet, there is a piece that like there's a right way to bring up an opinion, and there's honestly a lot of times the opinions are not needed.
Yeah.
Because you might be talking about a preference thing.
Yes.
Like you may feel like I want to shoot shadow side. It might look more cinematic.
Mm-hmm.
The client might not care about that. The director might not care about that. And you're literally talking about a preference thing that you might bring up that it might not even like affect or help the production in any sort of way.
Yeah.
So just the humility of being like, hey, like you might have the most knowledge, but be chill.
Dude, when I say you got to have like on every set, you should be open to all ideas.
Mm-hmm.
So literally I was on a shoot the other day and this is kind of embarrassing. But I had there's a lady we're shooting, and the windows are all on the right side of the frame,
mm-hmm.
all of them.
Mm-hmm.
So I using motivating light, light from the same side.
Yep,
makes perfect sense.
Yes,
right. Talent goes, what's this thing on my forehead? She can see it in the monitor, and I'm looking, and I'm like, what is that on your forehead? And I'm looking at her in real time.
Mm-hmm.
I can't see it until she turns, and I realize she has like a small like abrasion on her forehead. And I'm like, why am I seeing that now? So I start turning the light on and off, and I realize it's a little lift, and the light is what's causing it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, everything in my filmmaking preference says light from the motivating source.
Seriously. If y'all didn't know that,
you know that.
Do it now.
Tell me why. She goes, can we just put the light on the other side?
And Brandon's soul was like, no.
Dude, I'm like, let's. I was like, the short answer, because this is me on set every time, I swear. Every time someone asks me something, I go, the short answer is yes. We can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
Long answer, let's take a look and see what it looks like.
You got no makeup?
Bro, I took the light off. I didn't even move the stand. I just took, it was a 300.
Mm-hmm.
We just took it off, moved it over. It went away. She felt so good about how she looked.
Oh, that's awesome.
That I was like, all right, that's what we're going to do.
And you didn't have to flip the set.
I didn't have to flip the set.
Praise the Lord.
I just moved that light over. She loved how it looked. And immediately she felt better about the production. Her performance was better.
That's good.
The production went better. And so I say all that to say, like, I know that there's been time, like that's one story. It happened recently.
Yeah.
Like this month. But like, I've had times in the past, way back in the day, when if a client tried to tell me to do something, my immediate thought was, dude, you hired me.
Mm-hmm.
But like over the years, I have learned that, like, and this part of that humility stuff is just like, sometimes you need to be open to taking advice, even from your clients.
Yeah. Because
sometimes what they're asking for is not because they don't think you know how to do it, but there are just like preferences by how they appear on screen or how they look. And like sometimes they're embarrassed to even bring it up because they know it's vanity driven, but it's like, this is just how they feel. Like,
dude,
you gotta be willing to go with it.
I had a client, real estate client, that didn't like how they looked. They scrapped the whole video. Like doing like a home tour.
Yeah.
And they were like, not the whole video. They scrapped their parts where they're in the video and just went straight to voiceover. Like, it is so important for them to feel confident about how they look, or you might be dealing with we're not going to hire you guys back.
Yeah.
Or they're going to scrap the project. And it's like, and all sort of things like that. That's super important.
Yeah. I always tell my clients, like, you have, like, when I'm over the project, I mean, if I'm not over the project, I'm not talking to them.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to talent, like, ever. Like, if I'm just day warrior, I'm not going to talk to talent unless I feel like I absolutely need to. Like, on this last one, there was like a water bottle in frame, and I was just like, I was like, nobody was calling it. And I just like leaned back to the director. I was like, there's a water bottle on the wide. And he goes, oh crap. Okay, yeah, good call. But like other than that, I'm like, unless it's like detrimental, I'm gonna keep my mouth shut.
Yeah.
But when you are over the project, talk to your clients and let them know they do have a say in how they are portrayed on camera.
Yeah.
They need to feel confident that they can say that. And like, because I've had clients where they're like, that's not my good side. And I'm looking at them. That is your good side.
Who lied to you?
But they don't.
Who lied to you?
But they don't feel like that's their good side. So I'm like, all right, cool. Let's flip you.
Yeah, 100%.
Let's flip you. I want you to feel confident because you're gonna be better on camera if you feel confident. So I'll let them look at the director's monitor. I'll even like, I know you're not supposed to do this, but like I'll do a dirty speed on camera just so I can play back. Let them see exactly what it's gonna look like, and they're like, yes, I love it.
Sometimes that will save you.
I was about to say, because
it'll save
when you get that, yes, I love it. Then you know when you get to post,
you said you loved it.
You said you loved it.
You said you loved it.
I was like, yeah, that's the frame. You
off.
said you loved it. They're like, oh, okay, yeah, I did love that.
Honestly, I did that on a shoot a couple of weeks ago when I was doing a luxury home tour. I literally backed up. It was an all day, 8 hours. So the first like 2-3 hours we shot, I backed it up and I literally played it on screen for client, and they were like, love it. Like, and it like, I knew because it was 3 hours away. I was like, I need client confirmation now.
Yeah.
Not, 2-3 weeks later pass. Oh, this, I don't like all this. Oh gosh, be terrible.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, no, that's absolutely how I handle it. That's a comment. You want to handle that one?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for that.
Yes. This episode has been brought to you by the Creative Fam Academy. I'm just like, hey, Central ENT. Hey, absolutely. We have the Creative Fam Academy. You can look that up, creativefamacademy.com.
Yep.
Has tons of literal, so many different courses on real estate, on weddings, on business. Like if you haven't actually created an LLC, haven't created a business, lenses, composition, lighting, so many different things that if you're in a place where you're like, hey, I would like to go from like being a hobbyist to a professional, 100% would help. Like how many courses, how many like hours, that sort of stuff.
Oh, dude, there's I think there's like easily 10 plus like full guides. We're not talking like, one video courses. Like
100%.
The real estate one is like 30 videos or something crazy like that. I don't even remember.
I'm gonna drop it in the chat right now.
Yeah, our thing is like we built the Creative Fam Academy for those people who actually reach out. Like it's not something we push because we don't really even push it on the show or anything like that. But it is we have a lot of great guides in there, and so if you are interested, you should definitely go check that out. Jarrell put it in the chat if you're interested. We try not to make this show like a huge like plug thing, but dude. I think I've been seeing so many of you guys just sounding off in the chat with your own tips and advice. I'm just going to pull up a few of them. Carlos says, don't drink the night before.
It's good tip.
That is a really great
Good tip.
I will say,
come in clear-minded.
I don't always follow that. My issue is I will go out. This is probably not good advice. I'll go out and have a drink with like the director. I'll be responsible.
Yeah.
But I do love to go out and have a drink with the crew and with the people that you're working with.
Yeah.
Because like there is a lot of stress on set, and just going out, having a little drink and getting a chance to really know everybody. Because like especially on multiple day shoots, I love to have a little drink with the crew. So
yeah,
I'm definitely down for that. I'm not really sure what this was in response to.
He's saying a tip,
but I think that is a great tip.
That's a great tip in all areas of life.
Yes, absolutely. Here's a question that did come in. What do you guys use for invoices and other business infrastructures? Mine's really simple. I use Square for everything.
Same.
Okay, cool. I didn't know that was yours.
Square Up.
Yeah, squareup.com, I think is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was like back in the day, it was the thing you used to like swipe your card.
Yes.
Now that's all done away with. But I use that to send invoices. I love it.
Killer.
They keep adding new features.
Dude, I'll tell you, their credit card tack on rates, whatever.
Yeah.
It eats at my soul, but it's the cost of doing business.
Yes.
You can literally from inside of squareup.com. What I love there's so many things. This isn't a sponsored ad. Go check it out.
Yeah, just go check it
They're
out.
good.
Yeah.
Scrub's good.
But no, that's absolutely dope.
The one Will Focus said, crank that shutter speed.
Bro.
That's what he said on set. Now we're just like,
no, crank that shutter speed. No, it is crazy.
Crazy.
But it has happened.
It is crazy, yeah.
It has literally happened.
Dude.
I remember one time somebody asked me to crank the shutter speed, and I was shooting on the Komodo, and I literally looked at him. I was like, I'm on shutter angle. So what shutter angle do you want me to be at? And he looked at me and he goes, where are you at now? And I was like, I'm at 180. He goes, well, what else can we do?
Dude, you know what I would
I'm
have said?
pretty sure he had no idea.
I would have
what shutter
lied.
angle
I would have
was.
lied to him. Man, this camera only does shutter angle. It's stuck at 180. I'm
Bro,
sorry.
I just didn't want to do it. So I was like, I'm currently in shutter angle. Would you like me to like what shutter angle do you want me to be? I mean, obviously you can go on the KX and switch it to shutter
100%.
speed.
Yeah.
But I was just like,
100%.
I'm gonna try to fight this without having to fight this.
This cheap camera, it can't do that.
This cheap little $10,000 camera.
It's only
can't.
got one setting.
Yeah, this is the opposite of the FX3. They only gave me shutter. Oh man, but no, absolutely. I love all these different things. You guys are going ham in the chat.
Oh, go down to the use.
Where's the use?
The best part of being the use is pretending you don't know, so the director feels smarter. Sometimes
Dude.
you gotta gas,
Dude.
Sometimes you gotta gas.
I will say that is actually a low key. Like smart way to go. I like obviously this is gonna sound bougie. I'm sorry. I don't mean for this to sound bougie.
Yeah.
But like when I go on certain sets, I'm like praying that nobody recognizes me.
100%.
Because the second I get recognized, it's like I immediately get like asked to be like first AD, and I'm like, I don't want to direct this. Like I don't want to be like. It's like, oh well, you could assist with the direct. Like, can you help me? Like I'm just like, I was just supposed to be came out for this project. Can I just like I came in here ready to be like on coast mode.
Yeah.
Like I can walk.
Where you want me to point this camera?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, hey, look, I got the camera, I got the suit on, I got my. I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Seriously.
You know, like I just want to make my check
Y'all
and
ain't paying director money.
Oh man, but yeah, no, this is the whole reason why we do this professionally.
Yeah.
Camera photography hobby is an expensive hobby, bro. It is. That's the only reason why I'm trying to get paid.
Bro, when I was out in Cali, man, I picked up an FD lens.
Yeah.
Dude, that's the crazy thing. Like, have you ran it? Obviously, I feel like anybody that's on this live show right now,
Yeah.
you are an enthusiast of gear,
Yes.
the hobby,
Yes.
all of it. Bro, I ran into a photographer the other day that like, bro, they don't care.
What do you
Like
mean?
they don't care about like,
Oh, like gear. Or
yeah,
what?
they don't care about gear. It's like I get it. Like I know those people exist,
Yeah.
but it's just like
I
it's
know those people exist.
wild because like I'm like, I mean, obviously I got the KX and I love it. It's great, best thing I've ever shot on. But like, I'm like, when can I finish my FD set? Like I'm just like constantly like thinking like, oh my goodness, like what can I do with
Okay,
this?
so I
Can
got
do
a
that?
question. Do you have any hobbies outside of this?
I play ultimate frisbee.
Okay.
That's a lot of fun, and work.
And what? So that's okay. That's the
work.
point that I'm making.
I work.
I go
It's
to the
just work.
gym,
Yeah.
and my gym is like it's very nice, but they recently just put in 6 pickleball courts.
Yes.
So I started trying to play pickleball.
Yeah.
I'm in love, bro. I need a pickleball partner.
Did you ever play tennis?
No, but I'm really feeling like I should have.
Well, that's the crazy part with pickleball because it feels like tennis is hard. Like I played tennis one match in my entire life.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought I could go out there and do a little something.
Oh no,
I'm athletic. I thought I could do something.
that court is huge,
If someone's played 2 weeks of tennis, they would destroy me.
bro. So the reason that I got into pickleball was
Yeah.
because everybody else at my gym who was playing was like easily 75 plus. And I was like, if they can make it, I can make it. But the reason why I bring that up is I feel like, and probably for a lot of people who are hanging out with us live right now, is most of the time, the reason why we are so enthused about the gear and everything else that's coming out is because like we probably don't have healthy hobbies, outside of work.
Yeah.
Like we actually love what we do.
Yes.
And like I mentioned it already, like I didn't know I was gonna go down this rabbit hole, but like if I hit the lottery tomorrow,
yeah.
I would just have better gear. Like the 1200Xs would show up. I'd send 2 to you because I love you, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's how it would work. You know what I mean? And I would just shoot nonstop. I'd have every package needed.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't stop shooting.
Oh, for sure.
This is what I love to do. So I think for us, it's very easy for us to care a lot about the gear.
Yeah.
There are those people out there, though, which is wild to think about. These people do exist who they just look at this as a job. So they're like, what does it take to get the job done? Is that a FS5? Does it shoot video?
Dude.
Let's go.
I seriously, like, one of the first photographers that I shot with, like, I mean, at the time he had a 5D Mark III. So, I mean, he was like, he cared about like what he was shooting on, but like he had a 5D Mark II. At the time, the camera felt old, and that was like 10 years ago. And I'm like, bro, you charge $5,000-$6,000 a wedding, bro. Like, why don't you just go pick up another 5D3 and shoot on 2 5D3s? And he's like, I don't care. And I'm like, dude, that's wild.
Yeah, it's
because that is not me. Like, I will be chasing the ultimate image, the ultimate workflow, the ultimate everything.
Yeah.
Until we're done.
Yeah.
Like, I'll be chasing that forever. So
I'm freaking right there with you. This is what I mean. I do. I love this so much. Mr. Cumber Junkie says, enthusiast. I've been called the junkie.
I can see that. I can see that.
You know what? I think you coined that term.
Yes.
Trust me.
Yes.
Mr. Camera Junkie is a fantastic name, by the way. That's a great name. I'm super jealous when I saw that. It says, I geek out over lenses and specs. I love me some vintage glass. Dude.
What you like?
Let us know.
Ian.
Because you know what I was wrongfully looking at?
What's that?
Like, because I've been shopping those lenses. So then I kind of just like, what's this?
Did you go into too deep of waters?
Bro, tell me why I'm looking at. I found a set of Leica R's that have been rehoused.
Yeah.
It's 3 lenses for like almost $10,000. But bro,
Dude.
they look so good.
Dude.
They look so good.
That's why I don't be looking like that. I be looking for them FDs.
Bro, I was like, oh, I done messed up. But no, vintage lenses will definitely get you cooked. Ooh, what did Kofi say?
Oh, he's boxing.
He said, I started collecting mangas and boxing just in case I get bullied for collecting manga. Bro, I think today we're
Say
good.
something.
I think today we're good. Bro,
who's
if y'all
bullying you, Kofi?
First of all, for real.
Seriously.
Whoever's
He's a big man.
Whoever's got the guts to walk up to Kofi and bully him, they probably are bigger than Kofi. So that probably makes sense. No, real talk though, if y'all looked around this office, you would see so many.
Oh yeah.
Like I've literally got a giant sculpture. I say giant. It's like real world size.
100%.
Of Majin Buu.
Yeah.
Up there, I've got collectibles from different movies, like comic book movies.
Yes.
Yeah. So Kofi, you're in good company. We're all nerds out here.
34 Mia, I feel you, my dude. I work 84 hours a week in the desert, and I get 5 days off a month, and I do all my photos and YouTube in my spare time. Oh, that's dope. You do YouTube. Yeah. To de-stress from his crappy job. Yep.
Oh, I'm right there with you. What did he say? Leica RS. Oh, R's are cheap to mod. Well, tell that to the person who's trying to sell them to me.
Yeah, seriously.
Dallas, hook me up with a set then. Contact Zeiss. Bro, that's another one.
Mm-hmm.
I was looking at those, but they're just so pricey.
Dude, you know who is high on their own supply?
Who's that?
People that rehouse FDs.
Oh, yeah.
They be feeling like...
With 3D parts.
They be feeling like those $200 lenses are now $9,000 for a set.
Yeah. That's wild.
They done bought some custom caps.
Roving Earth says, outside of filming, my hobby is filming. Dude, I'm right there with you.
100%.
Shout out to Blind Seven. Says, finally caught this live. Bro,
yeah, that's dope, man.
We love it. We love it when y'all can hop on live. Same time every single week. 11 o'clock Central Standard Time, 9 o'clock Pacific Time.
Yes.
9 a.m. Pacific Time. Yep, that's how time
We're fuzzy on details. Mark, bro, it's got to be funny. Like, this is going to sound disrespectful. This is going to be a not knowing. It's not disrespectful. I feel like of all the martial arts, like, you always kind of wonder, in a real fight with a real person, is that going to work? Jiu-jitsu? I saw a little, like, I don't know, like 6-7-year-old girl like a teenage boy come up against her, and watching her choke that man out, I was like, signing my daughters up.
So here's
Sign them up.
So here's how I've heard it. Like, and so I used to actually train Muay Thai for a long time, and I need to get back into it. Just time.
Yeah.
But the thing that I always learned, because like there was always our Muay Thai class, and then right after it was Brazilian Jiu Jitsu, BJJ,
Yeah.
and I was all like, they would always say like, "Oh, come train BJJ with us," and I was just like, "Bro, I just finished this class for an hour. I don't feel like rolling around on the ground with y'all for another hour."
Yeah.
And they were like, "Well, in a real fight, you know, if they catch your leg, they taking you to the ground.
Yeah.
And then what you gonna do?" And I was like, "Nah, whatever." Bro, I saw this fight. I saw this fight on Instagram. You know, you be scrolling.
Yeah.
And this guy went to throw a kick, and the guy pinned it, and they pulled in, and before they knew it, they were on the ground.
Rolled him.
Bro, the guy who knew BJJ, you knew it. Because, like, once you get on the ground with somebody who knows Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu,
Yeah.
you ain't getting up.
Yeah, seriously.
You ain't getting up. Right. And you fall, like, tapping in a real fight ain't happening. You falling asleep. That's it. If not worse. So, nah, that's legit. Shout out to you, Mark. Photo
hey,
Me said,
what's up, dude? Is this Brett? I'm a 5D Mark II guy. Dude, certain point you just want to get the job done and go home, and the end result, that is what I love and dislike about Canon. Bro, I can take some 5D3. Now, focus might not be awesome.
Yeah.
But if you're talking about in focus, red ring lenses, you cannot tell from the R3 to the Mark II, 5D Mark II, the image difference.
Yeah.
Stand on it.
Photography?
Photography.
For sure.
Cannot tell.
And I was gonna say that might be the other thing that we maybe have neglected to kind of mention. We are both very heavily video focused.
Yes.
You probably do a little bit more professional photography than I do. I did like 2 years of like a lot of professional photography when I was shooting for the U of H. I mean, I used to do like headshot sessions of like 200 students.
Yeah.
After I left U of H, I didn't want to take another headshot for at least a year. I was completely burned.
100%.
Looking at all these random faces constantly. But yeah, I think in the world of photography, you can absolutely get away with not upgrading quite as
100%. Mirrorless was a massive jump. Dude, Photo Me Ike.
Where's that?
I'm going to, he's on the screen right now. I'm going to tell you right now, if you do not have an R5 or an R6, do it.
Just rent it.
Your mind's going to be, I'm telling you, because I had the 1DX Mark II, and I was always split. Always like, man, I paid $6,000 for this camera. Like, this is a flagship camera. I'm not stepping down to like, I'm going to wait to the flagship. It's going to be the R3 or it's going to be the R1 before I do it. And I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting and I'm waiting. And it's like, I don't know if it's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it to go to the R6 or the R5, especially the R6 with the lower megapixels.
Yeah.
Bro. Mirrorless is a cheat code. Eye autofocus is a cheat code. I'm telling you, if you're doing it, the biggest bang for your buck will be stepping up to that R6 Mark II or even the R5-1. You don't have to get the R5 or get them used, bro. Your mind will be blown. You will get 90% more in focus images,
bro,
than what you're currently getting.
This is what I'm very interested in. He says, get some Mamiya 645 lenses. They're basically REDNA.
Now, how can you adapt?
I got them.
Medium format lenses to, or even, are they even considered medium format lenses?
They are medium format lenses.
Now, how do you adapt them to?
So it's just like using a full frame lens on a Super 35 body. You're just not actually getting the most out of the lens. So if you use a medium format lens on a full frame, you'll get the full frame.
Dude, that's dope.
So
I have
hearing that, I've never thought about throwing those lenses on there. So, and I've actually got up somewhere. It's probably in my garage collecting mad dust, so I'll have to get them clean. But I've actually got like 4 more lenses for that camera.
Dude, that's dope.
That might be the cheat code. Maybe I don't need to buy any more. Maybe I just need to format what I got.
Just try what you have.
Dallas, you might have just saved me a crap ton of money. I appreciate you. So yeah, so big talk. Yeah, and other people were chatting in on you. They say I love the eye autofocus on my Sonys. Dude, that was it. Eye autofocus. I mean, that was the reason why I jumped from DSLR.
That was the biggest. Like there is pre-mirrorless and post-mirrorless.
Yeah.
Like there is no. That was the biggest jump.
He says I have Nikon Z9 and Z6
He
III.
knows.
So
He knows.
I'm R5 and R6.
Yeah, he knows.
Yeah, so he's there.
He got that Z9. He knows.
He knows how great that is. But yeah, dude, we really no, that was nice. I blocked my calendar every Friday.
We did too. For you.
Just for y'all. Yeah, no, we love we love doing the show. All right. Now we talk about a lot of stuff on this show, and we'll keep this one brief. But Jarrell, there's some stuff we've been talking about getting off our chest.
100%.
Now, this is not going to necessarily be camera related, but
Could be.
it could be. But what we want you guys to do, because I feel like this can definitely be a very therapeutic episode, in the chat, because we're gonna share ours. What is something right now that you just feel you need to get off your chest? This is a little therapy session. It could be camera related. It could not be camera related. But this is your chance with your friends, your family, our uncensored creative fam.
Yes.
That is the fam is family. What is something right now you feel like you just got to get off your chest? Drew, I'll let you go first. What is something that you feel you just need to get off your chest?
Yeah, so this is going to be related to my camera purchase, but going to go into more of the thought process behind it. We've said it a few times. Recently picked up the KX, and I felt this way slightly with the C70 when I got it, and I realized this is something that's different from anything that I've ever had before. And almost like this feeling of maybe not worthy, because I know like my self-worth is outside of the gear,
right?
You know, that sort of deal. But almost like this sort of feeling of I've got two paths to take now, two potential paths. One path is to do what's comfortable and what I've always done. And for me, that's a bunch of real estate agents, and it's sprinkling a few weddings, commercials, small businesses, you know, smaller productions, you know, that sort of deal. And continue to do that with the KX.
Yeah.
Which would be perfectly fine, but definitely doesn't warrant the upgrade to the KX. You know, like I was perfectly fine using all Canon stuff in that. Or the much scarier, the much more bigger leap of faith option is like, what new productions or what new gigs, what new jobs, what new clients am I willing to like chase after and potentially fail and potentially like get on a set and not deliver, you know, and not it, or at least have the feelings of not being able to deliver.
Yeah.
And so that's what's kind of what I've been contemplating as this year's coming to a close and a new year's beginning. I very much feel like this, it's not a conflict, but it is this, there is the side of me, I'm going to be honest, that's pulling towards comfort.
Yeah.
It's pulling towards like, hey, bro, just shoot that ballet on the KX. Which
That's a terrible idea.
We ain't got no storage for that. But like, or hey, bro, just do the houses, you know, on the KX, which I am going to like do to like test or whatever. But, just like do what you've always done, or, you know, like step out into deeper waters. And so it's been something I've been thinking about. It's been something I'm a little bit, you know, not weary about, but it is something that like I've been processing through.
Yeah. I feel like I'm with you. I've kind of already made my decision in a sense where like I have tried to simplify. Like, as I said, like I've stopped taking on quite as many, you know, B2B projects. I have found my like, and it's crazy. You kind of have to try things. Like I was always afraid to just do to not just do B2B, because I was like, oh, if I do client acquisition, I bring in the job, I know the price of everything, I can do it all from all the way through. But what I have learned is that like through recently just trying to do more day warrior stuff and putting myself out there to do those, there's actually more joy for me on set when that's the role I'm in. And I've always thought like I'm very much like a director minded. I work best when I am, you know, in control. Maybe I'm a control freak.
Mm-hmm.
But like finding that balance has been, in just being a day warrior person, has been great.
Mm-hmm.
And so I say that, obviously I went the other direction. Maybe for you, doing the bigger stuff
Mm-hmm.
is actually could be better for you.
Yeah.
Because I will say, even on the day warrior stuff, like I had 4 projects this week. Yeah, 4 projects this week. The one that went the worst was the simplest one.
Mm-hmm.
Like from a scope of like camera and need and even budget, like it was always a little. But the ones that went the best were the ones where it was like, we're shooting on cinema cameras and we have like a lighting setup and we have an audio person, we have a DTI on set. Like we had all these things. So they were more complicated productions.
Yeah.
Those are actually the ones where I was the day warrior on, that the entire thing just went better.
Mm-hmm.
So, I would say, maybe it's not a bad idea to test them both. You
Yeah.
never know. Put yourself out there. You might find, joy in those things. I know I've definitely been finding it, but like I've been trying different stuff.
Yeah, it's funny. I feel like when you're younger, man, you feel like the entire world, you could do anything. Like I can direct a Hollywood film. And I'm not saying that you can't, but like you're like, I can play in the NBA. I can be the president. I can do all of these things.
Yeah.
Right. And then the older that you get, it's not necessarily about putting limitations on yourself, but I do think that will be things that you try that you're like, I don't find joy in that.
Yeah.
Like, I don't find joy. Like, as I was like, literally like thinking about being the director on a Hollywood movie, I don't know that I would love that. Like, I think it'd be a cool to experience, maybe to shadow, maybe to do that. Like, I don't know if that's like getting me up in the morning. Like, I think it could be like, if that was like my primary role. Like, I don't know that I would love to do that for the rest of my life. It could be cool as doing my own short film, or it could be, anyways. So long story short, I do think I am going to try it, and I'm going to see how it fits into the greater scheme of my life.
Yeah.
And honestly, it may be a piece of, continuing, like, because one thing that helps me with you, because I feel like you're always like several steps ahead, in a way that I can kind of look at you and see what you're doing and glean from what you're doing. And I do think that like being a day warrior with the sort of packages that you supply, like that could be the next step for me, necessarily than controlling the whole production.
Yeah.
So it gives me like it doesn't, like, I can do what I'm doing, but just at a, hopefully a higher rate.
Yeah, that kind of goes into like the thing that's been bothering me, which I do want to shout out a few of the ones that we've seen on here, because I'm 100% relating with a lot of these. He says he's tired of seeing photographers and videographers constantly complaining on Threads. I feel like that's just what Threads is.
Yes.
Like, I don't get on Threads.
Air it out.
Every now and again, Instagram will like serve me, like, it's like, oh, here's what's happening on Threads, and I'll like see it, tap, and be like, ooh, and then I leave, because this kind of goes to the point that I was about to make, which is that like right now I am in a season of, when I come home, I want to relax, which means I need my day to be as stress-free as possible, which means every job I'm taking, like being a day warrior, I come home, I'm not thinking about the edit.
Yeah.
I don't even bring my own media on set. I'm like, y'all got cards?
Yeah.
Great.
Y'all better.
You better. You better bring your own cards. Or if I'm supplying cards, you got somebody who's offloading?
Yeah.
Because don't ask me to offload.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to deal with any of that stuff. Yeah. So literally, it's all about bringing home as less stress as possible. Threads is not where I go for no stress.
Yes.
This one, though, I'm tired of making Instagram reels for work, getting burnt out working for the uni. Look, working for a university, that's just going to burn you out in general. But
Ian, I
feel for you.
I don't think that reels will be around forever, but they're going to be around for a long time.
Bro, they
better be prepared.
What YouTube just upgraded to 3 minutes.
Yes.
Which they did it, and it's not working. We've uploaded like on this channel.
I saw
we've been uploading 3 minutes. They say eventually they're going to get converted over to reels, but we'll see when that happens.
Yeah.
Very frustrating. We're not going to do that again this week. Photomiac says, video people have to upgrade more often than photographers because the photography specs or space is much more mature than the video space.
Agreed.
I do agree with that. All right, here's Carlos. He says, I don't ever want to take another political campaign project. It sucks the life out of me.
Now, is it on the day?
On the day stuff.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'll put it this way: if he's talking about what I've done,
Mm-hmm.
you talk about.
Is it like you should go into a rally and filming?
Yes.
Yeah. There's been several times where those jobs have fallen through.
Yeah.
Like people have reached out and contacted me and said, hey, blah, blah, blah is coming into town. Can you come and do it? And I'll be like, sure. Like, and they'll be like, what are you shooting with? Let them know I'm shooting with. And they'll be like, great. And then wait to hear back because I don't know if they're trying to bid out multiple people.
Are.
And then literally each time, 2 times now, I haven't gotten the deal.
Yeah.
And I kind of felt lucky, like genuinely speaking.
You were. I've done one. We'll never do another one.
Yeah.
The work that first off, like, so I've bid on one, lost it because I didn't have the right camera.
Mm-hmm.
And I told them I didn't have, like, they asked for a certain camera and I was like, oh, but I have this. They actually wanted FX6s. And I was like, oh, I don't have an FX. I was like, what? Like, do you need an FX6 for a reason? And it was like, oh, it needs to have SDI out. And I was like, oh, I got cameras with SDI out. That's no problem. I can make my cameras work. Long story short, they ended up not going with me. So I learned that I lost it because of the camera. Second time I went around, they were like, can you shoot it on an FX6? And I said, yep, sure can.
100%.
Didn't even tell them if I had
Is
it or
the money
didn't have it.
even good? Because what I quoted them, I felt like was a super fair, like I think it was like $1,500
For the day?
for the rally. Yeah.
Okay.
And they didn't go with me. And I'm assuming it was because of the rate.
I was going to say, I got 1,000 for the day.
Yeah. So that makes it, that makes sense.
But the second time, they came to me with the rate. So
Gotcha.
the first time I bid it, the second time it was like, can you do it for 1,000?
Mm-hmm.
And I said, sure can.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got my hands on an FX6 but it was the paperwork, the background check, the payment slow.
How net did they net you?
I think they said 45,
Oh gosh.
but it was like right at 30
yeah.
when it actually, when it actually hit. And like no one talks to you.
Yeah.
They're like, submit your form, submit your W-9, you submit it, you finally get the payment, and then like you send everything off. They
did you just shoot
they got
on
it.
the day, or did you record?
We recorded.
And did you offload, or did you have to edit?
They gave me the card.
Okay.
Yeah, they gave me the card. I put it in there and then sent it straight off. And it wasn't for like this wasn't this election cycle.
Mm-hmm.
This was when Biden ultimately got the Democratic nominee and then he went up against Trump.
Gotcha.
So, but it wasn't for even his rally. It was someone else who didn't even get the nomination. I don't even remember what her name was.
Yeah.
I can't remember what her name was. It was the woman though. I can't remember her name.
Mm-hmm.
But she was going. We shot her whole deal or whatever. And dude, her team was like, I'm not gonna say they were rude, but like, I wasn't gonna vote for her after. I was like, oh, you lost my vote. And then after it was all said and done, she ended up pulling out of the race. I was like, so all this is for nothing. Like, what are we doing? And her rally wasn't like a rally. I don't know how it is with like Trump and his rally and all those things.
Yeah.
But dude, this was like not even a rally, and they had us framed weird to make it look better than it was. They were like packing people into our frames.
Yeah.
The whole thing was. I saw more of the government than I wanted to see. I'll just say that.
Yeah. That makes sense.
But yeah, so
what else are y'all trying to get off y'all's chest?
All right, let's see. There was a few other ones. Let's see. That's not a get off your chest. Halation on everything.
Tuned up to 400%. Doesn't need it.
I hear that. 100% hear that. Because let's see what else we get. Oh god.
I think you're saying shills.
I think this is supposed to be. Yeah, YouTube shills that just push whatever a company
shills a
will
word?
send them. I don't know. I don't think that's how you're supposed to say it. For free to start video starting off with an unbiased review. You know, I don't know if I should get into that.
I want to know in general, especially since, Joe, you want to get it off your chest. I'm not asking for names because this is not the place for that.
Don't.
Don't. But I want to know, like, genuine people's definition of a shill. Because Cam Mackey's funny. Like, we're good friends. He's sending out those blazars. Just reminding you, Cam. But I like Cam like called me a shill last week. I think he's joking. He might not be joking. But like I want to know, like, what are y'all's definition of a shill? And Joe, you kind of said it, but like when I think about like what you're talking about, like I feel like that word gets thrown around a ton
Right
along with
now.
glazing and all sort of stuff. And I feel like what I guess I don't fully understand, and I'm not protecting anybody here because I'm not really on YouTube. I'm not, making like reviews for people and that sort of stuff. But I get to see a lot of YouTube, and I'm on the platform a ton. I guess what I don't fully understand is I feel like shill has become anonymous with people that either review or promote a product, rather than a shill in my mind is, this product is terrible. Like this remote, don't be remoting, okay? And you're getting in front of all your friends and people that you built an audience with, and you're saying, this remote is the greatest thing ever, and it doesn't work, and it's trash, and you hate it. You're saying great stuff about it. You're concealing terrible stuff about it, and you're pushing thousands of units to people or millions of units to people, whatever that number is. And then you're collecting a check and you're leaving all these people out to dry. Like, to me, that's what a shill feels like. But I feel like for whatever reason, we're getting into this, like, if a company pays a creator money to review and or talk about a product, like we're throwing people into that boat with them.
Yeah, I think, man, it's tough because, like, obviously I'm a creator. I get paid by brands to talk about products, and I don't feel like a shill when I do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I never misrepresent a product.
Mm-hmm.
And
we were literally talking about this right before the stream, where someone potentially would like to sponsor, and we're like, we don't know if that's going to be a really good fit.
Yes.
Like, because we already got
what they need to offer.
What you're trying to offer, we might think somebody's doing it better.
Yeah. So here's how I handle. I mean, the thing is, I don't think anybody can tell someone else how to run their business, no matter what. I don't tell other YouTubers how to run their business. I just tell people how I do it. I do think that for me, it would be shilly to take funds to review a product.
Okay, yeah.
And that's why I've never been paid for a review. Now, brands will say, "Oh, we want to send you a product out." And at that point, I'll say, "You can send it, but I can't guarantee you a review." Mm-hmm. And this is where I think that, like, I could be a part of the problem, because I don't review a product unless I'm genuinely excited about the product, or I like the product. And even if there's things you need to be concerned about with the product, I'll still make the video, but it has to come from a place that I'm genuinely excited. I will not, for the most part, make a negative review product video.
It's not worth the time.
That's my thing. Yeah. Why am I going to spend? Like, I can only make so many videos, and I am a professional. Like, I do have to do this for a living. Yeah. I have like YouTube videos to make that are like financially backed, but then I also have clients that I have to take care of and edits
to be fair, not as like a brag or a humble boast. If you don't need that dollar figure,
yes,
that company will give you $1,000 to review our crappy monitor,
I don't want it.
I think it's good, like, sort of deal. So it's like there is a piece that it's just like there are tons of channels, that love to do, like, let me tell you all the ways that this thing is crappy, and that's a whole lane that you can occupy. But for working professionals, it's like ain't nobody care enough to make a video about something that you don't like or are not going to use.
Can I say something that's like, this is uncensored?
Yeah.
This is edgy. Here's the thing. Here's the honest truth. Y'all ready for it? Gosh, I'm glad we're doing this at the end of this episode, where nobody else is going to hear this. This is for you.
Only the true fans.
Only the true 140 plus of y'all who still rocking, whether it's after 2 hours. Y'all going to hear
Seriously.
This. You ready for this? The real reason why a lot of these creators will make those negative videos, because they know it gets more views.
Oh, yeah, 100%. Negative sales.
Negative. And so, like, they might be not shilling because they're like, oh, I'm not going to say positive things. I'm going to say negative things. And that makes my review authentic. I can tell you from talking to these creators, a lot of them will say negative stuff about products because they know negative will get more clicks.
Yeah.
And they're just shilling because they're making their money on the AdSense. I'm sorry. I'm just gonna, like, that's it.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
And I also want to know this, and I'm not talking about anybody specific. I also want to know, do you have the ability to review? Like, and you've chosen from an ethical standpoint, like, I'm not going to do that because everybody has your own moral compass. Follow it. If you feel like taking any amount of money and talking about a product or promoting a product would be bad, that's fine. Like, there's no problem with that. But like, my question is always, because I feel like you can have an opinion about it, but until you're in that situation where brands are sending you stuff or wanting to pay you, like, are you just talking hypotheticals?
Yes.
You know, are you getting products? Because if you're not getting products, I feel like you might just be talking.
Bro, I'm going to tell you, this has bit me in the butt before too. The mofage that we were talking about.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'll be like, this hurt me.
Yeah.
They did reach out when that product first came out.
Yeah.
But back then they were nobody.
Yeah.
Some, you know, I thought there was some Chinese company. I don't even know where they're from. But they were like, yeah, we got this RF to PL adapter that has drop-in filters, blah, blah, blah. You know, will you do a review in exchange for the product? Now, full transparency, they did ask. They were like, we need to guarantee that we will get a review. And at the time, I was like, I'm not guaranteeing a review for
especially since they started on
adapter.
Kickstarter.
It was an adapter, and it was a Kickstarter.
And that's hard.
I don't know if what if it never comes out? I get all these people to give y'all a bunch of money. Like, I wasn't gonna say his name, but like, that literally can happen. So
it bit him in the butt. Yeah.
Yes, but I was like, I can't guarantee a review. Now I have to buy now I want the product, and I know I had the like. Now if they ask me today, I might be like, yeah, I'll do a video. You know, because I want the product. I plan on, and like, I'm probably gonna end up having to just buy it myself. But like, that's the deal. It's like, if they want me to guarantee a review and I'm not already about to buy the product, they ain't no chance. And if I'm about to buy the product, it's because I already know it's good. That's why I'm about to spend my money on it.
100%.
So, I mean, that's
not
the way
trying
I
to change, like, honestly, Joe, not trying to change your mind on it, because obviously that's something you wanted to get off your chest. And obviously it's something you've been noticing in the community. And we've been noticing a lot of toxicity in the community. And it's getting old at this point.
Joe says that I'm not talking about brand ambassadors or people that use a brand
that's cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like, that's always like so hard. Like, when I hear shill, because like, honestly, before this, been running my own production company for 10 years. Like, I've never, like, when I like Canon a ton, I respect Sony, I respect Nikon, I respect Red, now a Red owner. Like, I like Canon, like the workflow, all of those sort of different things. And so when people say I glaze, like, I know that it's a part of it's like joking, but I think some people actually think that Canon don't give me $1. I will accept dollars. I will accept lenses. I will accept cameras. I'm talking out of this as just as a passion of, I've had the T2i, the 5D3, the 1DX Mark II, the R6 Mark II, the C70. I've had all 6 of those cameras in my possession, purchased Ford, and I just love their product from a place of passion, not from a place of like, bro, I'll take the truck. I'll take the truck, bro.
I'll say it. I'm going to be very, here's another uncensored clip for you. You ready? I can confirm with everything in my heart that when it comes to Jarrell, talking about Canon, before we had this show,
100%,
he was just as annoying. I swear to you, he was just as annoying about when he learned mirrorless. When he made the jump, because I was there when you made the jump 100%. From DSLR to mirrorless, and you were talking about the R6 and all. I shot with the R, the I was like, bro, were you like?
Bro, the 51.2 EF,
See?
the 51.2 EF, it will make a soft lens sharp.
Bro.
This might screw me. This might screw any future Canon deals. bro, I'm looking you dead in the eye, chat. I don't care if you buy Canon. I like Canon. I don't care. I ain't trying to sell y'all nothing. It's what I like.
Yo, that's legit it. But bro, like I think we should do this every now and again. We should have these little therapy sessions. Just get something off our chest.
Yes.
Just get it off our chest. I think that's good for us as a community. We absolutely need to do that on let's say monthly basis.
Yeah.
About once a month.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So once a month, be ready to release your gripes out into the world. Because we absolutely, I think it's good for us. You gotta let it out. We need people to talk to. I need people to talk to. It helps out a lot. What?
Just reading Kofi's comment.
Well, oh, he made the same call I did. Oh yeah, I see that, bro. Mofash, I made this. It's okay, Kofi.
Hey, Mofash, if you're listening, man. Hey, send out two, bro. Send out two.
We'll definitely talk about you more on the live stream.
We will talk about you.
Let's chill, bro.
In positive ways. You don't work with those Anissa Thini primes, but that ain't your fault.
Could be. Ron says, reach out to them anyway.
Seriously.
Hey, look, maybe. We'll see. We'll see how it works.
I will be your professional shiller.
But Jarrell, I think this has been a fantastic episode.
Yeah, it's been good to get back.
It's been good to have you back on the show. Chat, we appreciate each and every one of you guys. We have had a blast partying with y'all through the super chats. Next week, we're going to upgrade it. We'll figure out a way to make the super chats even better. We're going to try to keep making the show better every single week. So if y'all have ideas for ways for us to make the show every week, like somebody actually mentioned, we need to have like a beat drop happens. That's got to happen. I don't know how I'm going to figure it out, but I got to figure that out.
100%.
So we'll figure out how to get that beat to drop whenever we get the super chat. Party mode will continue in full effect. But Jarrell, it's been a great episode. Any last words for the people?
I usually say one thing. But on your way out, hit that like button and subscribe. Peace.
Yes, please hit that like button. 56 likes. 145 people still rocking with us. So do us a huge favor. Please hit that like button on your way out. And we will catch you guys next week. See you guys.